Gordon has a lot to look forward to this season, but the defending Winston Cup champion also has a lot to look out for. First and foremost, Dale Earnhardt, who finished only 34 points behind Gordon last season and who's making an awful lot of boastful noise early.
That was last year. He's chasing us this year.
Then there's the distraction factor. Every move the young champion makes is captured on camera by the media. However, his team has a different view of the situation.
Well, no, I mean, that's something you work for your whole life. I mean, that's what you do. You want to be the center of attention. So I think we've grown and we've learned to deal with it.
And, of course, there's the self-imposed pressure factor. Last year would be a hard act to follow, but not in Jeff Gordon's mind.
No, maybe more confident. You know, I think each year you gain more and more confidence in your driving and in your team, and I don't think I could have any more confidence than I have right now in this whole organization. And we showed them out there that we've got a good car and that we're back here fighting hard, and it was a lot of fun.
And now this first-time Winston Cup champ is set to pursue his first Daytona 500 win. You can be sure right now the number 24 DuPont team is working on a plan for that.
Perfect timing once again. The green coming out just as you rejoin us. It's Jeff Burton, Ted Musgrave, and Dale Jarrett. First three, then Jeff Burton, and Mark Martin, and Rusty Wallace. Just to put a period on Dale Earnhardt, his last Richmond race that he finished lower than 11th was in 1983. In only 2 of the 34 races, he's ever finished lower than 13th. But now Earnhardt is 34th, 7 laps down, as the attention goes to the front of the pack and Jeff Gordon, the defending NASCAR Winston Cup champion.
He's pulled out by about 3 car lengths over Ted Musgrave. But Musgrave, he's got car.
So Ernie Irvin is not having a good day. He's around 24th and has got just a few laps remaining here. We're looking back from the Pontiac pace car to Jeff Gordon on the left and Kenny Schrader on the right. Schrader is a lap down in 14th. Jeff Gordon is the leader of the race, and we are about to go green once again. Here's Dr. Jerry Punch.
Well, the Western Auto Mechanic of the race for the Pontiac Excitement 400 has been announced, and it's Ed Guzzo, who is the chief mechanic. There's Ed right there holding the hand up so he can see with the sun in his eyes. Ed Guzzo with the car number 24, Jeff Gordon, our leader, who takes the green flag on the restart.
18 laps to go.
Man, I tell you what, folks, let me just tell you how hard I can't tell you how hard they're racing right now.
And I tell you, right there's some class by Kenny Schrader. He could have affected the outcome of this race right there. He was on the inside of his teammate, Jeff Gordon. He stayed down on the inside, let Dale Jarrett and Ted Musgrave.
Behind the leader, Jeff Gordon. Todd Parrott down on pit road is riding every inch with his driver, Dale Jarrett.
I am too.
Yeah,
I'll bet you are.
There he watches him go down in turn 1. Now he's got to wait that 10 or 15 seconds till they get back.
Seems like an eternity, doesn't it?
Watching that clock, rocking those cars.
That's Todd Parrott that you're seeing in the inset. Here he comes. Now you can see him again.
I don't know if he's gaining any on Gordon or not. Gordon's car is good right now.
Here's more from Bill Weber.
I talked to Todd just before they went back green. I said, this is going to hurt you. You wanted the longer runs. He goes, that's right. But he goes, look at this. And he pointed at the big picture where they were in the running order and where the 3 car was in the running order. So if they don't get the win here today, they're looking at points, even though it's only race number 3.
Jeff Gordon has led 100. Caution is out once again here at Richmond International Raceway. Didn't even run a full lap under green till we had another crash, this one up on turn number. Getting set for a restart here at Richmond. The Pontiac pace car pulls off. Jeff Gordon brings them around corner number 4. They get the green. That's the completion of lap 395. We restart on 396. It's Gordon, Jarrett, Musgrave, Burton, Martin, Wallace, Labonte Andretti.
And there's a big miss. Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon pulled out to about a 5-car length advantage on Dale Jarrett.
And here's Jeff Burton trying to pass Ted Musgrave for the third. Gordon's car is strong coming off the turn 2. He really gets a bite coming off of that turn and pulls away.
This is Jeff's 7th race here at Richmond. As we continue to watch this battle between Burton and Musgrave, his finishes 10th, 6th, 3rd, 2nd, 36th. A year ago at this time, he finished 6th here in the fall race.
There's the 3 Roush.
The white flag is coming out, and Jeff Gordon, the defending NASCAR Winston Cup champion, who has gotten off to a horrible start in 1996, is about to win his first race of the year if he can hold off Jarrett for another half lap.
And Bobby Hamilton was able to get by Rusty Wallace back for the 6th spot. Here we come.
Here comes the checkered flag. It's going to be Jeff Gordon winning, Jarrett second, third goes to Musgrave, then Burton, and then Mark Martin, followed by Bobby Hamilton, and then Rusty Wallace.
Wow, how about that? So Jeff Gordon does get everything untracked here at the Richmond Raceway.
It's his 10th career win, his last since Dover 9 races ago. Jeff Gordon pulls into victory lane and gets the monkey off of his back for 1996. Actually, it started in 1995. His average finishing position in the last 6 races prior to today, 28th. We'll check on that as Jeff Gordon takes off the helmet and revisits victory lane for the first time since Dover of last year. This is his 2nd short track win. He also won at Bristol last year. Brought Chevy home in front of 5 Fords and led 124 of the 400 laps here at Richmond International Raceway. Well, let's go down now for our McDonald's Winner's Circle interview. Here's Jerry Punch.
And Ray Evernham comes over and gives a big congratulations to his young driver. They talk about, hey, Ray said, I told you, if we just be patient, we would be there. We're ready now as Jeff Gordon gets ready to climb out of the car, and the fans have crowded the fences to hear. Let's take a listen. Jeffrey, congratulations. Oh, he's not going to get, this guy will never get caught after winning a race. Jeff, congratulations on a great effort.
Oh, thank you, Jerry. We needed this so bad. It's been a tough couple races. We knew we had a lot of races left to go, and man, I tell you, I've been, seeing the guys more. I wanted to make sure their morale wasn't getting down. I mean, I'm real interested in, making sure this team doesn't come into this year and fall on its face, and these guys did a heck of a job. I got to say thanks to DuPont Automotive Finishes, and these Goodyear tires are great today also. It was just a wonderful day in Quaker State, our new sponsor. This is a day we've been looking for a little while here, and we've been searching, and I tell you, it feels so good to be able to do this today. These guys, they needed it, I needed it. This is a refreshing feeling.
About halfway through the race, Rick Hendrick turned to me and said, that young man is showing so much maturity by not using up the race car and being patient.
Well, we had a great car on a long run, and at the beginning we only had to deal with a couple cars. Then all of a sudden these Fords come out of nowhere, the 99 and the 88. I was like, man, what has happened? And then I come on the race, I said, have we slowed down or have they speed up? They said, no, they've gotten faster. So I knew in the long run we'd still reel them in, and that's the effort that Ray Evernham, these Rainbow Warriors, and myself, we all put in all day yesterday in practice. We knew we had a good car, and we came here and we did the best that we could with it. And today, having a win, I got to thank God. God has been with me through the ups and the downs, and it was difficult for 2 races to finish back in the 40th place back there anyway. And I think he's really been with me, especially today.
And that's all history, right? It's all gone. 42nd and 40, that's all history.
Well, we moved up quite a bit in points anyway.
Oh, the monkey's off their back as he gets a big hug from Carlin and Rick Hendrick, and Jeff Gordon back in victory lane here in 1996.
Now, let's show you what resulted in what we saw just a few minutes.
I will tell you that Jeff Gordon has clinched the 5 points for leading the most laps today. He's just pulling away right now, folks. That's the reason we're not up here. There's much better action going on back in the pack.
Jeff Gordon, meanwhile, is pulling away from second place Ricky Craven. How do we know? Well, our AutoZone on-track interval will tell us. We timed laps 212 through 216. On lap 212, Gordon had a 1-second advantage on Ricky, and it doubled, more than doubled, to 2.1 on lap 216.
Anyway, because they like the feel of those fresh tires. Joe Nemechek was one of those drivers that was only one lap down before his crash there. So tough break for him. Let's go to the pits and Bill Weber. Okay, Bill, I promoted you there.
And Ricky Craven rolls into the Kodiak Chevrolet. Remember, he told us on NASCAR Today they tried an experimental setup on his push car yesterday. It ran so well, they put it on this car. He's having a great run. 4 tires of fuel, chassis adjustment to Jerry Punch.
Right side tires are already on our leader, Jeff Gordon's car. They almost decided not to pit. Not sure they can make it. And left side tires on. They're going to be very, very close. As the 41 and 5 also gets service. As the 24 now headed down pit road. Take a look. The quickest pit stop once again was Jeff Gordon at 18.5 seconds. Well, I just asked Ray Everett. I said, you guys can't make it. According to what I'm calculating, Ray just sort of smiled and said, well, Doc, I'm afraid to tell you, yes, we can. We can make it the rest of the way. So, but he just decided to go back and recalculate. So we're going to check again after he told me he was dead for sure they could make it the rest of the way.
Now, Bobby Labonte did go 70 laps a little longer.
Okay, so it's possible we'll be back to resume this race. Well, we're going to go green next time, I guess, huh?
Yep, they got that 1 lap signal, so they start the double.
Now, off there behind.
Right at the tail end of the lead lap. Ain't going to be long. Well, maybe so. This is what caused Jeff Gordon the race last year. Remember, trying to bounce some lane traffic and crash down in 1. This time he backs off.
But Craven is catching up to him. Look at Ricky closing in.
Some smoke coming out of that 8 car. I saw some smoke as he went down in the corner. It might have been when he touched the brakes and the car dipped on the nose and the tires hit the fenders. But Jeff Gordon is alongside. He will go by Hut Strickland. Here comes Craven, and he makes it look real easy.
He sure does. Drives it right down in there. Passes Hut Strickland. Now, Jeff Bodine is well up ahead of Jeff Gordon. He has picked up 1 of his 2 laps that he was down. And another Fram field summary. 16 cars on the lead lap. And Bill has more on the great run by Ricky Craven, who's within a car length of the lead. Bill?
And what a day it's been for Craven and this entire crew practicing pit stops till 10 o'clock at night. Nobody in this whole pit road works any harder than these guys because Craven makes them do it. He stays and watches them. The last pit stop down here, 18.69 seconds. Blistering quick stops. Earlier they were faster than the leader. Right now trying to rope in Gordon. They really think they've got a chance at Craven's first Winston Cup win down here in a car that he almost took to victory lane earlier this year at Rockingham.
Yeah, he finished 3rd in that Rockingham race, and he's never finished outside the top 20 so far this year. His Daytona finish was 13th, then the 3rd at Rockingham, a 17th at Richmond, and the most recent race he finished 12th at Atlanta.
I'll tell you that Jeff Gordon has pulled out about a 2nd lead on Ricky Craven. Just to keep you abreast of what the leader is doing.
And looky here, Michael Waltrip, some traffic, and Ricky Craven is gaining on Jeff Gordon.
12 laps down after an incident early in the race. There's the separation between 1st and 2nd. It's just a matter of car lengths. Ricky Craven, last year's Rookie of the Year, has never won. Jeff Gordon is the leader.
He's dropping back. He's just having a little bit of a handling problem.
And there's a slower car up there in front of Jeff. That's Dick Trickle, the 19 car. But Gordon and Craven are able to get by without too much trouble.
Well, coming up next here on ES, the DuPont Chevrolet, driven by defending NASCAR Winston Cup champion Jeff Gordon, is leading in the Trans-South Financial 400 here at Darlington, South Carolina. For those of you just joining us, Jeff Gordon has led 149 laps. He has won the Richmond race, finished third in Atlanta 2 weeks ago, but got off to a very rocky start in '96, finishing 42nd at Daytona and 40th at Rockingham. But he has really put things together here in the last 3 goings.
As a matter of fact, after Rockingham, he was 43rd in the point standings. The defending champion was, in fact, 43rd in point standings.
And he went into this race in 16th in the point standings. So if he keeps up this pace, he's going to move into the top 10 before very long.
Yeah, if the points were awarded right now, he'd jump up to 8th place.
Yep.
But we aren't awarding points until the race is over. But he certainly has made some great strides.
And you can see there, Ned, that he's opened up the advantage on Ricky Craven by quite a bit.
Yes, he has. It was just a few car lengths that, I don't know, 3 or 4 laps ago, and now it's 25-30 car lengths.
As a matter of fact, I believe Jeff Gordon, that pace he's running now, and the pace Earnhardt is running, that he will put him a lap down.
Well, Ricky Craven's great day may be ending a little early. They're not
400 at Darlington. It's Gordon, Craven, Jarrett, Labonte, and Wallace. Jeff Gordon continues to lead here at Darlington as
Jeff Gordon. So he's definitely, I would suggest that Jeff Gordon is riding a good, smooth pace there right now. He has a big lead. He don't need to be taking any chances. Now, Dale Jarrett is definitely mowing down Ricky Craven. He's not far behind him. That 4.62 seconds is behind the leader, not behind the second place.
Yeah, Jarrett is definitely catching up to Ricky Craven.
And Jeff Gordon in 1995 led in 11 of the 31 races, led the most laps. And Jeff Gordon, I'm sure, is hoping that Ricky Craven will hold Dale Jarrett up just a little bit, long enough to give him some breathing room.
Labonte coming on strong here, and Jimmy Maycar, the Western Auto mechanic of the race. This is 24, first on the 3 down the front stretch, and they head back into 1, Bob.
Trying to put a lap on him, and happy birthday to Jimmy Maycar today. And that's a nice award for him on his birthday.
And Dale Earnhardt is about to go a lap down as Jeff Gordon is right on his back bumper. All right, Jerry, you're monitoring the transmissions from Jeff Gordon. What do you hear down there?
Remember, Ray Evernham told me they could make it on fuel, and they were very comfortable with that. Well, I'm not sure they're very comfortable. His calculations, as you watch him now make the move, trying to make the move inside of Earnhardt, the calculations were they could go 74 laps. They have to go 73. Now, what Ray has told Jeff about 10 laps ago is, can you run any easier? Can you just get a nice, comfortable line and run easy? The 88 car's coming, but I don't think the 88 car can make it. And Jeff said, if I run any easier, I'm going to smack the wall. This car is the most comfortable when I run it in the corner hard.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't run it much easier because that 88 car is coming.
That is right. And here is Gordon now, indeed, putting a lap on 16th place, Dale Earnhardt. No, make that 8.
Make that 8. And we see Dale Earnhardt trying to get back on the inside, and Dale Jarrett is right there.
Yes, he is. They're separated now by only car length, Ben.
He was 5 seconds behind not too many laps ago. Earnhardt's going to move to the inside, let him go by on the outside.
And there you can see it's less than a second, Ned, and really less than that now as Jarrett continues to close in. 17 laps to go.
Maybe they misfigured. That's wishful thinking. And as hard as he's been driving that Ford, you know that he's using a lot of fuel.
And the 99 car is coming to pit road, Jeff.
Wouldn't really play.
Now Jarrett within just 1 or 2 car lengths, and Bobby Hamilton goes a lap down. Let's look at Dale Jarrett here in the 4th corner. Gets down on the apron. Onto the straightaway at the line. Gordon has him, but boy, Dale is right there knocking on the door.
Gordon goes a little high. Here comes Jarrett down a little low. Getting into it there. Coming up on some heavy traffic.
There's Lake Speed directly in front of Jeff Gordon. Lake goes up the hill. Here comes Jarrett on the inside. He'll blow right by.
Yes! Dale Jarrett has passed Jeff Gordon in the 4th corner and taken the lead with 14 laps to go.
That car can manufacture a gallon of gas in about that.
I can't imagine. He's got his foot in the floorboard, so he's got to be using a lot of gas.
But still, Lake Speed is directly in front of him, and they're still jammed up in some heavy traffic. Brett Bodine on the bottom, the Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. His car is blown up. He's been black flagged by NASCAR. Lake Speed moves up and lets the leaders go by.
Yep, he sure does. Jarrett, Gordon, first and second with 13 laps. Make that 12 laps and a half to go. And again, those of you tuning in for the LPGA, stand by. In a little more than 13 laps, you'll be there. Here's Jerry.
About 15 laps to go, Todd Parrott, Dale Jarrett's crew chief, said, Dale, we cannot make it on fuel. Let's go ahead and just run the daylights out of it. Go ahead and run down the...
Spoken like a true father.
Yeah. I tried it in 1993 Daytona 500 when it Ford came up 2 laps short. Gotta do it. Gotta go.
More than 10 laps to go now. Separation between first and second grows just a little.
Bobby Labonte has caught the Ricky Craven car.
And Jarrett,
He hit the wall.
hit the wall.
There's damage to the right side of his car.
Oh my gosh, and Jeff Gordon goes to the inside in the second turn. They run side by side through there. And let's see what happens off the corner.
We can see the damage on the right front of Dale Jarrett's car.
And Gordon takes the lead.
But here comes Jarrett back.
Jarrett in front.
Now here comes Gordon back on the inside.
Wow, we got a race.
We have a heck of a race. They're even into one. Gordon pulls ahead.
Here comes Kenny Wallace. Apparently he has a fresh tire. Or maybe did they just pass him? I don't know. I got lost in who they passed.
For you golf fans, stay with us. The Standard Register Ping final round coming up. But boy, don't go anywhere for the next few laps because we got a heck of a race on our hands.
And while all that was going on, Ricky Craven and Bobby Labonte has almost caught the leaders.
Wow. Jeff Gordon has the lead by a couple of car lengths. More than 7 laps to go.
Jarrett's car is not smoking that. Maybe he just got the car loose as he came off. Let's see if we can tell what happened there. Jarrett just coming off the corner. He's trying to go by Dave Marcus. He just simply gets the car a little bit too high and brushes the wall.
The old Darlington stripe again.
Didn't see the smoke that time as he came off that second corner.
Gordon is pulled away now, so they're very comfortable in their lead. So Dale has the 3rd and 4th place positions to be concerned about now.
And there are less than 5 laps to go. Brett Bodine is on pit road with a badly smoking engine, and here is...
Does Jeff Gordon have enough fuel to make it the rest of
And
the
Bill Elliott is coming in. Here's the white flag for Jeff Gordon. Less than a lap to go for Jeff. Flash and go. We'll watch Jeff and see if that DuPont Chevrolet stays running until the checkered flag drops. He's got a half a lap to go.
Earnhardt's out of gas.
Earnhardt also out of gas.
43 cars out of gas. Bobby Hamilton, everybody running out of gas right here. Does Jeff Gordon have enough?
Is Jeff going to make it? Here he comes off the 4th corner. He is going to make it. Jeff Gordon wins the Trans-South Financial 400, his 2nd consecutive victory at Darlington, and his 11th career win, 9th on a super speedway.
We'll have Bobby Labonte in 2nd place and Ricky Craven 3rd. Rusty Wallace is 4th. Terry Labonte 5th.
Ted Musgrave unofficially in 6th position. Well, we'll find out just how much fuel he had. He had enough to win it. Jeff Gordon is the winner. We'll be back in just a moment. Back at Darlington, where Jeff Gordon has won the Trans-South Financial 400, and it was interesting on the last couple of laps counting the number of cars that ran out of fuel, and there were a lot of them.
There were about 5 or 6 cars that ran out of gas there on the last couple of laps.
Jeff Gordon finding his way to victory lane, and once again we remind you the final round of the LPGA Standard Register Ping coming up from Phoenix, Arizona.
I took the checkered flag and the right front tire blew all at the same time.
All right, here's Jerry Punch in our McDonald's Winner's Circle interview.
Well, he's trying to get his helmet unhooked there in the car so he can hear us here, and they're still celebrating down here in Victory Lane. Their McDonald's Winner's Circle interview. Jeff Gordon, what a gamble. Do you see Ray Evernham come in and slap his hand? Now he's got the helmet off where he can hear us, and Jeff, congratulations on a great effort. Somewhat of a gamble there on fuel.
Oh, man, I tell you, we had an awesome car all day today, and that was a long run there. We knew we could make it on gas. I didn't think the 88 could make it on gas. Hey, good job, man, good job. And so, you know, we did gamble, but this car worked so good that I kept driving it too hard, and I kind of wore my tires out there at the end, and Dale gave us a real fight, and when he got by me, I thought, you know, if they can go all the way, it was pretty much over, but, you know, it looked like I could stay with him. I didn't know if I could beat him, but he got in the wall there a little bit around the lap car, and, you know, I fought him from there on out, but got to really thank DuPont Automotive. Goodyear had a great tire today. Quaker State Motor Oil, this is their second win this year, so we're real happy, we're proud, and got to thank God he was certainly with me today.
Jeff, a handful of cars ran out of fuel in that last lap, including Dale Earnhardt. How much do you think you had left? I mean, Evernham said it was going to be very, very close.
Well, those guys are pretty accurate. You know, when they tell me something, I believe in them, and I never saved fuel one time. I mean, I ran it as hard as I could. I had to save my tires more than anything, so I don't know. I bet it's pretty close. If they say it's close, that means it's close, but, you know, that's what wins races. A great team like this, they can gamble, they can make close calls like that. Great pit stops all day long. I mean, consistency was there, and this is a great day. We're real proud of everybody involved, and it's great to be in Victory Lane in Darlington, man. This is wonderful.
And the 1995 Series champ gets his second win here in 1996. He won at Richmond. Now he wins at the track too tough to take. Bob?
Take a look at the unofficial results. You will see. Well, Jeff Gordon now 9th in the points.
Now look at Jeff Gordon and Rusty Wallace's laps here. Laps 242 through 246. 1.6-second interval on lap 242 and 0.8 of a second on 246.
Rusty Wallace comes off the corner. There is one more lap to halfway.
That information, of course, an AutoZone on-track interval, and we're looking for the crossed flags indicating we have reached the halfway point of this race, and there they are. No?
They're not.
Well,
yeah, it's a little bit late. The leader didn't get it, but everybody else did. Yeah, they missed it.
We are at 250, and it is now a situation where we won't come back tomorrow if it does rain, and I don't think there's really rain that close to us. One reason why everybody wants to get this race in today, in addition to, of course, the spectators that have turned out here, Rusty Wallace and Dale Earnhardt and several of the NASCAR officials are headed for Japan tomorrow morning.
8 o'clock in the morning, they jump on an airplane and go to Japan for a tire test for the race that comes in Suzuka.
Yep.
I guess, you know, it's awfully tiring physically.
60 pounds.
Plus, you got so much centrifugal force here, too. You're not only pushing down on your body, but you're pushing sideways on it, too. It's tough.
There's Jeff Gordon, who's running in second spot. And there is the interval between first and second. It looks like that Jeff is closing the gap.
Yeah, he is. He passed Dale Jarrett now and has pulled away from him.
And we can see that Jeff Gordon is only 1.21 seconds behind the leader, Rusty Wallace.
And Rusty has heavy traffic in front of him. Not only Bobby Labonte, he has Ricky Craven up there, Joe Nemechek. A long list of cars.
About a third of the field is directly in front of Rusty Wallace.
Here's John Kernan on the backstretch pit. This ends on the gas.
And we can see that Jeff Gordon has almost caused Rusty Wallace because Rusty, again, is just mired in heavy traffic. He was able to get by Bobby Labonte.
But now he's got Ricky Craven and Steve Grissom ahead of him as Gordon continues to close in.
Benny, but it's about straight away.
Now look at this. The interval between first and third, Wallace and Earnhardt. And now only about a car length and a half separate first and second as Jeff drives right up on the back bumper now.
Ricky Craven is one lap down. He desperately wants to stay in front of the leader if he can.
He's in 16th position. Rusty looks inside at the end of the backstretch. He's going to be able to pass him now. We'll see if Jeff comes along. Sure he will. Yep. Now here's Steve Grissom. And, oh, right in front of Jeff Gordon. He tried to maybe get out of the way and almost lost it. Rusty Wallace has Ted Musgrave and Jimmy Spencer up ahead.
Musgrave is 3 laps down in 24th position. Spencer is just 1 lap down in 15th position.
Musgrave just pulled aside and let both Rusty and Jeff pass by.
Once again, we're checking the interval between Rusty Wallace, the leader of the race, the 2 car, and Dale Earnhardt, 3rd place car, number 3. And now
move to the front.
Rusty goes around Jimmy Spencer. That puts him 2 laps down. The next car that's 1 lap down and about to go 2 is Jeff Bodine, and he is right in front of Rusty Wallace.
Here's another Napa field summary as we have completed almost 300 laps, coming up on the 300 lap mark. 293 in the books.
Boy, Jeff Gordon is just waiting. He's there, hoping Rusty will slip.
Jeff Gordon's driving a smooth, smart race. He has a good race car, and he's backing off when things gets a little jumpy in front of him.
Up ahead of Rusty, Jeff Bodine is having his problems with Robert Presley.
Here's the lead. Jeff Gordon on the inside. Rusty just moves over and says, okay, go ahead. You go up there and fight those guys for a while.
Robert Presley is going 3 laps down. Robert back in 21st position. Dale Jarrett passes Bobby Labonte for 6th place.
Now let's see what Jeff Gordon can do with Jeff Bodine. So far, nothing.
Jeff's keeping him at bay at the moment. And so it is Jeff Gordon who has gone back into the lead. The Blue City 500, Rusty Wallace, Bob Jenkins, Benny Parsons, Ned Jarrett, Jerry Punch, Bill Weber, and John Kernan back at Bristol International Raceway in Tennessee for the Blue City 500 that's being led at the moment by the DuPont Chevy, number 24 of Jeff Gordon. Running second is the number 2.
Oh, there he is.
On
the leader.
Just ahead of the leader.
That's not good.
Michael Walker just went 2 laps down. Michael is running 10th in the Wood Brothers Central Ford. There we see him. Looks like he's got a little, somebody put, when he was parked, somebody put a little, there's a shower.
Oh, okay. Jerry, what do you say about it? Help me.
Well, the bad news is I want to echo the fact that it is starting to rain a little bit now. We're getting some raindrops on some of the windows. Just talked with Ray Evernham a moment ago. They expect to pit around lap 350 to 360, and that should be their final scheduled pit stop. Of course, with the rain starting to come down, you see Ray now motioning to some of the officials that his car is jumping around on the racetrack, and that Jeff Gordon is complaining the car is getting loose out there. So now Ray is beginning to complain a little bit to the NASCAR official.
And yellow, no, they're calling for one. Yellow flag is coming out right now.
Caution out because of rain.
But I don't believe the leader took the caution, so now he has to try to race back and keep Bill Elliott.
Oh, Elliott spins. He was jumped by Jeff Gordon.
Yes, he was.
And so the pace car comes out, slowing the pace because it is raining. Raining pretty good right now. Track's getting wet. We'll come right back. Gordon, Wallace, Martin, Elliott, Skinner, Rudd, and Labonte have all gained 5 points by leading a lap, and so far Jeff Gordon has led the most. He is at the front of the field right now as the green comes out and we're back to racing.
5 cars in the lead lap.
Robert Presley trying to get one of his 3 laps that he's down back. He does.
Ricky Craven, Dale Jarrett, all those cars. And here comes Terry Labonte. That's a battle for second spot.
Whoa, Labonte just slid to the inside of Rusty, and now it comes Mark Martin to take over that 3rd spot. So Rusty is hung out at the moment.
And then Ricky Craven get one of his. And tell them, guys, that car's sitting on the outside of the track. Wow, Darrell Waltrip has hit that.
Jeff Gordon, we've completed 335 laps, and he's led 141 of them. 2 pit stops, 4 fresh tires. There's Jeff Bodine going out of the backstretch pits just ahead of the pace car. And now we're set to go back to racing.
Jeff Bodine is in 19th position, 2 laps down.
Ward Burton, Ricky Craven also making pit stops here on the main straightaway as the pace car continues to. We understand that it is raining again.
Yes, and it's
coming down pretty hard, isn't it? You can see the track getting wet already.
It's darker over here in some areas too.
And you can always tell when it's starting to rain because the umbrellas and the raincoats come out, and the fans are doing so down below us. 15-minute red flag because of the spilled fuel from Darrell Waltrip's car, and there is
the rain.
The rain, yeah, it's showing up pretty good in the reflection from the lights. The crews once again move out to cover up their respective pit areas to keep them dry, but we're not going to get green flag here very soon.
No, we won't. Dropped the green flag on one of the restarts, and they're red flag in the race again right now. He dropped the green flag on one of the restarts, so this week he took a rubber band and tied around that so he could put around his hand, and so that wouldn't happen again.
Is that right?
Yeah. And I shouldn't bring it up. I won't bring it up anymore. So all this is the last time I'll mention it.
Now that the world knows it.
Yeah.
The good gracious of Doyle.
Not a good sight. Bill, what do you got?
I just wanted to tell you, according to the radar, it's not raining here. So we can go ahead and go.
Put this thing in the books. In the meantime, we'll take. The announcement has just been made. The race has been called at this point at the conclusion of 343 laps, and Jeff Gordon is the winner. And look at his incredible climb in the points. 42nd in points after Daytona, 43rd after Rockingham. Then the climb began with a victory at Richmond. He finished 3rd at Atlanta, moved to 16th in the points. At Darlington last week, his win moved him to 9th, and with the win today here at Bristol, Jeff Gordon is now 6th in the points. Let's go down to our McDonald's Winner's Circle interview and Jerry Punch.
This might be the most unusual victory lane we've done, sitting up here in a nice leather recliner, Jeff, but you drove it hard all day. Congratulations.
Well, right now it's the only dry place, but I guess you're giving me the official word because I've still been waiting for that official word, but
it is official, right? Let me ask you that. It is official. Okay, then. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. You're the winner.
Well, thank you, Jerry. You know, this isn't the way, of course, we want to win this thing, but we did have a strong car. You kind of want to see that checkered flag, but we did our part for what part of the race we did run, and I got to thank those guys on the DuPont Chevrolet. They were great. They did a good job. You know, they got me in and out of the pits when we needed to. But we weren't the fastest car yesterday in that last practice, and we had a great car today. So I'm real proud of them. Goodyear tires were great today, and forgot to thank Coca-Cola last weekend. So this is pretty amazing. You know, it's just not the same, I know, but it's pretty amazing to the way things have been going for us, and you know, I can't believe we just won at Bristol this way. This is amazing.
You know, you're sitting here waiting for the word, Jeff, and about 2 minutes ago, Earnhardt walks in and just sticks out his hand and says, "Congratulations, you're the winner. I'm out of here." And he congratulated you before you even knew you had won it.
Yeah, I think he's got a little more pull than all of us, and he had the direct line to who makes the calls, but I think he's on his way to Japan. But I know when he told me that, I figured it was pretty official. That's as official as we need around here.
3 wins in the last 4 outings, and the guy goes from 9th to 6th in the point standings. The climb continues for the reigning Winston Cup champion, Jeff Gordon, who wins today here at Bristol.
And Jeff sitting in the NASCAR trailer in a dry place, and by golly, we are still getting rain outside here in Bristol. Let's take a look at the unofficial results. And guys, it's pretty amazing that Jeff Gordon got off to such a poor start for the first 2 races, and wow, is he on a comeback, huh?
Boy, he really is, Bob. No doubt about that. 3 wins in 4 races and a top 5 in the other one.
Jeff Gordon moves up to 6th 2 weeks from today. SportsCenter is coming up next. Thanks to Jerry Punch, John Kernan, Bill Weber, Ned Jarrett, and Benny Parsons. I'm Bob Jenkins. Thanks for joining us. So long, everyone.
Gordon on pit road. There he is.
I'm sure they're taking times off the cars that stopped just a little while ago, but I would say in a few laps. Here he comes, the suspect.
Here he comes. Johnny Benson right behind him in the Pennzoil Pontiac. Here comes Earnhardt also. Dale's coming down the pit lane right behind Jeff Gordon. Final scheduled stop, lap 444 going up on the board as Gordon crosses start-finish to head to his pit stall. Let's cover the stop as he goes slowly down to the turn one end of pit road. Also, Dale Earnhardt is in also. Let's cover both stops.
Well, Gordon Winston's brought Chevrolet in, guys, and as you said, Eli, should be the last stop. He's very, very happy. This is the first time all day I haven't heard him complain on the radio about how the car is working. Now, let's go to Randy. The left side's around Gordon's car. He'll be down in a minute. Randy.
They're just hoping they get a good set of matched tires on the good red Chevrolet. He's down and away. Excellent pit stop for the Earnhardt crew.
Pressure is on. Those guys are performing as well as their drivers are.
They practice all week long for that situation right there.
Going to the garage area. The Peebles Department Stores entry. His first NASCAR Winston Cup start for Herbie Sadler. Running in 37th. Can anybody handle Jeff Gordon? We'll find out when we come back.
Where is he getting these tires from? Look at the wheels on Gordon's car. They're all somebody. They're day-glow colored.
Probably Steve Grissom.
You see them? Look how orange. Just to show you what that strategy did, if Rusty was...
50 miles remaining here at Dover Downs International Speedway. The leader is Jeff Gordon. He pitted with a 4.5-second lead over Dale Earnhardt. Now it is 5.5 seconds over Earnhardt, who still is in third. Terry Labonte remains the second place man. Randy Pemberton, let's follow up on tire strategy now that everything's starting to play out. What about Rusty Wallace's early stop? How is that finally figured in?
Well, it definitely played for him, Eli. He got nearly 10 laps out of his new fresh set of rubber that he put on the car over Gordon and Earnhardt. The deal is he's picked up about 3 seconds. He is now back on the lead lap, and that'll give you an idea of what pit strategy is like down there for these guys trying to get some quicker laps out of newer tires. They short pitted the car. They literally had to do that. Gordon and Earnhardt had to go with the strategy that they did as well. But if Rusty could catch a caution, he would be back in the game.
That's the same thing we saw last year when Bobby Hamilton in the fall race here started short pitting against the leader Jeff Gordon, and that forced Ray Evernham to change his pit strategy that day as well. So it's very much a part of this game.
Eli, I see a big piece of paper right in the middle of the grill there on Jeff Gordon's car. I hope it does not run him hot, but it's late in the race here, and anything can happen.
You might have seen him just go by Dale Jarrett also, who's running slowly on the apron of the track. Dale is in 36th position right now after being so dominant early in the day and getting caught up in the oil from a blown engine. Dale Earnhardt, top 5 right now. He's in third. Remember what we were talking about earlier? This will be his 7th straight top 5 finish. Bobby Allison won here in 1971. Of course, the speeds weren't blazing like this. But when Bobby won here in 71, that race was caution-free. Not a single yellow through the whole day.
I remember the day well. When I walked in the shower down here, there were 31 drivers on the floor trying to recoup.
I bet. Jimmy Spencer in the middle of that pack, the 23. Rusty Wallace trying to hang on. Here goes Jeff Gordon to the high side, trying to dispense with the Miller car. Let's go down to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, I was just about to update you on that very thing, Eli. Jeff, after he got out and got running on those new tires, really started reeling Rusty in, and that's the strategy, but he never got that caution that he wanted. Jeff's car has remained amazingly consistent over the last 100 laps or so. The lap times that I'm timing are very, very close each lap. That's the reason nobody's able to do anything at all with them. Doesn't matter what they do, if Jeff makes a mistake, it's his race to win or lose.
Well, Jeff Gordon's on the way. Chevrolet having a good day right now. The top 3 are members of the bow tie contingent before the first Ford checks in, Ernie Irvin. And you've got Bobby Labonte in the Chevy, another Ford for Spencer and so on. The front 3 spots right now held down by Chevrolet. For Chevy starting on the pole today also with Jeff Gordon, who, if he wins this race, went from Unical as part of the Unical Challenge that rolls over each week.
Ooh, I mean, that was a wreck right there. They just didn't hit anything. Jeff Bodine was on the outside of Rusty Wallace. They made a little bit of contact, and I thought they were on their way to the outside wall.
5 miles from the finish. Jeff Gordon now working his way around Jimmy Spencer, putting him a lap down.
You got to be tough to do these 500-mile races from up here, hadn't you?
Yes,
huh?
sir.
No pit stops for us.
No. Of course, I got every appendage I own crossed, but... Of course, darn proud that I can do that, too.
Oh, me. Is the pit? No, don't open the pits. We don't need that.
Actually, we're going to be on pace for one of the shortest Dover races.
Really? I'm telling you, it's got to be a record.
We're going to be looking at about, not even the 4 hours yet.
Wow. That means I'll be to bed tonight by 7 o'clock.
Does Gordon had a good car today or what?
Yeah, boy. You see how he's driving it, though. He never makes a mistake when he really gets out there and starts charging. Looks like you last year. Nah, you run last year. That's what makes it easy.
It does make it easy when everything's right.
Yeah.
It is a DuPont kind of day here in Dover, Delaware. Corporate headquarters just up Highway 13 in Wilmington, Delaware. The car is leading, and the chief mechanic, Ed Guzzo. Turn around, Ed. There you are. He is the Western Auto mechanic of the race today. Ed Guzzo picking up a couple $1,000 from the folks at Western Auto as the Western Auto mechanic of the race. Our congratulations to him. One of those guys behind the scenes, another New Jersey guy. That knew Ray Evernham in Ray's formative years. They've got this car on a rail.
It is definitely on a rail. It's a delight to see a car work that well. I just wish I had more of them.
What's the best race car you ever had on a given day?
Well, probably a couple times last year, one at Rockingham, one at Charlotte. It's just one of those days that the better the car handles, the easier it is to drive. I mean, there's no question about that. When a car is right, that's the easiest day you'll ever have.
How about you, buddy? What's the best race car handling and everything you ever had in all of your victories and so on?
Anyone that got the checkered flag in front of it. I had so many good race cars, it would really be talking about one of my crew chiefs or one of my car owners. If I said it wasn't the best, they would say, well, what about the time you won by 7 laps or 2 laps? Or what about the time you won on the last lap past the guy? They're all special.
Let me show you what the interval looks like right now on the racetrack. There you see Jeff Gordon, the race leader, going off into turn number 1. Jeff Burton and Kenny Schrader. That is your top 10. We're coming back. The checkered flag is in sight. Winding our way down to the final 18 miles here at Dover Downs International Speedway. Jeff Gordon has had the lead since lap 371. We are now at 482. Everybody waiting, watching. If you're in the 24 bunch, you're tickled. If you're not, you don't know what you can do to handle it. There you see a field summary. Jimmy Spencer, a lap down. That would be his best finish of the year. Of course, Jimmy's got 2 wins in his career in Winston Cup, but he had a 7th place finish at Atlanta earlier in March. So this would be a best of the year for Jimmy Spencer. They've had a good run today in that Smokin' Joe's car.
Good steady run, and a few breaks here and there, and he might be in the lead lap with a chance to win.
He's been up there all day. That's what's important.
Next to be lapped the 5th place man, Bobby Labonte. And Jeff Gordon's got him in the crosshairs right about now. There you see, 18 is on the left of your screen. The Interstate Batteries car. That's the man who wants to put him a lap down.
Ray Abraham right now is just telling Jeff to take it easy. There's only 14 laps to go. You take your time now and don't do anything silly.
Going to catch a little traffic.
Eli, I've actually been in a situation like this and back off the race car and let it get a cleaner line through the corner and actually pick up speed by backing off and letting the car free roll through the corner instead of pushing it real hard.
Interesting. Kind of like a road course sometimes. The slower you drive, the faster you go.
That's it. I'm sure right now all he wants to do is win the race, but the car is working so flawless that he probably don't want to get out of his rhythm and get a little bit sloppy in his driving style.
Around Mike Wallace they go. Mike Wallace in 19th spot, 5 laps down, now 6 laps down as Gordon goes around him. 14 miles from the finish. And there goes Bobby Labonte. 5th place is now a lap down. Kind of reminds him Harry Gant's run here a few years ago. Remember, he lapped everybody once and up to 5th place twice that afternoon. Remember that one?
Yeah, but at least when Harry had this dominant car, he was running up against the wall and he was going, he's going to hit.
Doesn't the second wind kick in right about now when you see 10 laps to go?
Jeff Gordon, yes. If you're running a lap down, nothing changes. The lead car, that adrenaline really runs through you. But if you're back here and you're not gaining anything, no positions or anything, it's just another lap after lap after lap.
What's an old saying? Unless you're the lead horse in the train, the view never changes.
That's it.
Something like that. 491 on the board, and they are refusing to lose. Jeff Gordon trying to work himself up again. Last year, this race, 4th in points coming in.
Oh boy.
Today, 4th in points coming in.
I bet Hendricks is saying, you know, I finally got it all right. These 2 cars are really flying around this racetrack.
Meanwhile, though, Jeff Gordon continues to show the way. It'll be 5 laps to go next time for Jeff Gordon. This is Jeff's 7th career start here at Dover Downs. In the 6 previous starts, 1 win, 2 top 5s, and 3 top 10 finishes. So he's done himself quite proud here.
That's incredible. It really is. These guys are such a great team, and when they go to Dover, I mean, they have notes from last year when they did win here that they could use again this year, and boy, that pays off.
Looking for his 13th career victory. Back up front to Jeff Gordon. He has worked himself around through traffic with no problems now. This would be his 4th win of the year if he holds on. He has won at Richmond. He won at Darlington. He won at Bristol Raceway in Tennessee, which is now Bristol Motor Speedway, by the way. They announced that with new ownership from Bruton Smith, as you well know. They changed the name. Oh, problem, same straightaway. Kenny Wallace will spin across the start-finish line. The Square D machine.
No caution.
499 going up on the board. White flag for the race leader, Jeff Gordon. Wallace continues away. There you see him.
Kenny just barely scraped the inside wall, so they didn't bring a caution out.
And we are now a half mile from the win. Jeff Gordon. It'll be the 8th win of the year for Chevrolet. And the 13th career victory for Jeff Gordon out of Pittsboro, Indiana. He will win the Miller 500. Terry Labonte will come home in 2nd. Dale Earnhardt 3rd. Ernie Irvin 4th. And a lap down, Bobby Labonte will come home in the 5th spot. Jimmy Spencer holds off Rusty Wallace to take 6th. Ahead of Wallace in 7th. And $38,000 of a bonus going to Jeff Gordon. He wins this race from the Busch pole and takes home the Unocal Challenge. When we come back, we'll go to Victory Lane. Hope you can go there with us. Stick around as we return to Dover right after this.
Say,
he's letting his ears
wear out. Ciao. Eli, you had to work today, bud.
Yeah, we did. That was a tough one today. But safe, and I don't care who wins, so that was fine.
It might have been a different day, though, if Dale Jarrett hadn't had problems.
Yeah, could well have been.
but they don't write books about what could have been.
No. Those are called fairy tales.
I wonder what spun Kenny Wallace there at the end.
I don't know. I saw a car, but I really didn't get into it because I was looking to see where Gordon was at. Good girl, ma'am. Uh-oh, where's the glasses? $5 grand.
40 seconds to back. Yes, water. How you feel, man? Feel good? 30 seconds. Goodbye, baby. Yeah.
It's good, Chad.
Oh, thank you.
Good job.
Yeah, you did.
Could I see you more today, buddy?
Yes.
Happy bunch of folks down in Victory Lane here at Dover, Delaware. The Miller 500 goes to that young man, Jeff Gordon. Let's hear from him. Glenn Jarrett's in the middle of the celebration. Glenn?
Well, he's got to do a little victory dance, first of all. Jeff, we monitored a lot of your radio conversations today. Let Brooke in here. Of course, this is the most important part. And I know how tough it was. The car came to you for a while. It would go away. Just one of those up and down days. But, boy, right at the end, she was awesome.
Well, you know, we made a decision. We'd gone 10 laps on tires. We said anytime we go 10 laps on tires that we're going to pit. And, you know, Ray made the right decision, just got us behind. And once we got behind, the car was pushed and it was loose. It was everything but perfect. And then those guys busted off a stop, got me out front, and the car was perfect from there on. So I figured, hey, I just need to be up front is all it is. But, you know, it took us a little while to get back up there. But, again, we're here in DuPont country. It's really good to have that DuPont Automotive finish in Chevrolet right here in Victory Lane, man.
What about when you got a car that's that good, you can take it pretty much, you're clearly better than the rest of the field in the last 100 miles or so, maybe 150, you're out front, do you start to hear gremlins?
Oh, yeah, you know, I mean, all I was waiting for was a caution, and I thought for sure there was a caution. Once we got inside 10 laps, I thought we were pretty good, but, you know, you never know in this business. I mean, NASCAR racing, anything can happen, and, you know, luckily it went all the way. We were hoping that it would.
Well, it was a lot more than luck. They had a perfect race car. Now, John Boy, I want to tell you something. If you're listening, I'm not going to try to kiss Brooke today, and if you didn't pick Jeff Gordon, you missed another one. Let's go to Randy. Randy, we're still in Victory Lane, and what is more appropriate for the Miller 500 than for the Miller Pit Crew of the Race Award to be given to Ray Evernham, crew chief on Jeff Evernham's car? And boy, you guys called it right there at the end.
Well, I don't know if we called it right at the end, but it's a great award because the team deserves it. You know, it was a team effort today. Got a little scared when I made that call to come down pit road, and we were like a lonely soldier, but at least Rusty came with us. But that got us behind, and they fought back all day long, and this pit crew is just awesome, and they really deserve awards like this. Got to thank God, because I think I prayed more like, please, God, no more cautions for harder than I did ever, but this award is appropriate because these guys won the race.
Well, congratulations again, and I understand that I called you Jeff Evernham. I meant Ray Evernham. Jeff Gordon. Well, I'm confused. I'm always confused. Anyway, way to go.
Well, thanks. We're just a lot like brothers, so you said Jeff Evernham, and I mean, that's fine. You can Ray Gordon, whatever it is, as long as we stay together.
Well, I'll tell you what, Evernham and Gordon won. Let's go back to Eli.
All right, Glenn, thanks a lot. In all of the hubbub of the finish, we told you that Kenny Wallace spun, and we showed you the car. Here's, you've got Jeff Gordon moving up to third. Good to see you. Best of luck at South Boston. We'll see you again soon.
I look forward to it again.
Definitely. Buddy Baker, as always, good job this weekend.
Thank you, Eli. I enjoyed it.
The guys on pit road, good hustle down there. Randy Pemberton, Glenn Jarrett, we thank them for their fine job. Folks, hope you enjoyed the weekend with us here at the Monster Mile. For all of us at TNN Motorsports, I'm Eli Gold. Again, join us next Saturday from Heartland Park, Topeka, and South Boston, Virginia, and then truck racing a week from today again from Topeka, Kansas. For all of us, thanks for joining us. Have a great week. We'll see you next weekend with more here on TNN Motorsports. So long, and congratulations, Jeff Gordon. Kenny Schrader is in. Joe Nemechek is in for service. Here comes the leader, Jeff Gordon. He will hand the lead now to Jeff Bodine. So Bodine takes the lead right now, and that is the 19th Pocono race that Jeff Bodine has led. Let's go to Jeff Gordon's pit.
It's going to be a 4-tire stop. Jeff was complaining the car was a little tight. Going to be 4 tires on the car. Clean the windshield good. It was a roundup wedge in the right rear for Gordon. Well, to the left side already for the Rainbow Warriors. Car goes up. You know he'll be careful coming off of pit road. They probably already warned him about that. Down and away for Gordon. Good stop.
It does a super stop at 19.8 here at lap number 133. Now, Rusty Wallace.
We do know that the 24 car of Jeff Gordon took on 4, so we'll see what the advantage is of new tires over 2-tire change.
I can tell you on the stopwatch, Gordon is 0.3 of a second per lap faster right now. Jeff Bodine on lap 137 was up by 1.6. Now it's to 1.3. So that's a fairly significant difference, obviously. But you got to roll the dice and play him.
So Jeff Gordon is not that far behind. There you can see him right there at the top of the screen. He's not that far behind Jeff Bodine, and he's got the advantage of having 4 new tires.
Just 1.1 seconds now, the differential from first to second. Good to see Jeff Bodine leading, though. That team has needed a shot in the arm.
Well, you know, the quality of the driver is good.
Welcome back. You're just in time for a battle for the lead here at Pocono International Raceway as Jeff Gordon has caught Jeff Bodine. Lap 145 on the board right now. Working towards 200. That makes up the 500-mile distance today.
See Jeff looking on the inside with just 2-tire change there. If you see the 7 cars start to work out now, Gordon's looking to the outside trying to pass as they come off the corner. Bodine shuts the door.
How much, Phil, is Jeff looking forward, Jeff Bodine, and how much now is he looking in the rearview mirror?
He's looking forward about 10% of the time and looking behind him about 90% of the time. And I'm not really exaggerating that much. He's keeping his eye exactly on where Jeff Gordon is.
Meanwhile, Rusty Wallace in the garage area after his problems of earlier. Randy?
Crew working on the car. Rusty's sitting over here. Rusty, it's either feast or famine with you. Too much famine.
There is way too much famine lately. I tell you, we had a great race going on. The car just literally hauled the mail today. It was running great, handling great. It's a brand new car we call the PC1 that the guys back at the shop built, and I'm real proud of it because the car was just lightning fast today. But, you know, we pull a really super high first gear to try to get out of the pits. I mean, to try to use it for restarts. And when you got to get out of the pits, too, sometimes it's just too high first gear is. And, you know, we've been running the same transmission for about 3 or 4 years, the same ratios. And I knew it was going to bite us one of these days because it was just too high, and it finally happened. So we're out of the race, but the motor was strong. We had to change an engine this morning. We blew a motor after qualifying. We had to change an engine, find a cracked block this morning. Put this backup engine in, it really thundered. It run perfect. I guess the good thing is knowing that you're going to go to Michigan and go to Indianapolis with a good, strong engine. That makes me feel good, and a new hot rod car. So I'll take this car and this engine combination, the MIS, and it should run good.
Mr. Wallace, disappointing day for them.
Of course, the car PC1, that is Penske Chassis 1. This is that brand new home-built chassis that we've talked about earlier, hence the numbering system as opposed to the PRs that they used to call them for Penske Racing. PC is the new designation for the Penske chassis.
You know, you're watching Bodine there, taking every advantage he can, getting in the corner. Like you say, Phil, he's looking in the mirror, but right now, every lap he can keep Jeff Gordon behind him, the more equal the tires will become because Jeff Gordon is now wearing the new out of this tire. So he's really doing a great job of holding Jeff Gordon off.
We saw Jeff Gordon catch Jeff Bodine. He was about 1.5 seconds behind. We saw him catch him in a matter of 3 or 4 laps. But now once he's caught him, getting by him's not quite as easy as you would think.
Randy could add to that same line of thinking. Randy?
Well, even though these tires are good, and you can go out there and run on 2 tires after a pit stop. Ray Evernham was telling Jeff, just wait for a while, wait for his tires to start going away on him, and just sit there and ride. And as soon as you think they're starting to go, then go ahead and take them.
You know, one of the interesting things today, Randy and fellas, 12 different leaders today, but only 4 of those 12 are guys who are in the top 10 in NASCAR Winston Cup points. I mean, you got names like Hut Strickland, who led, Derek Polk, who led earlier today. Ricky Craven, of course, he was in the top 10 before the month of May and has backslid. Morgan Shepherd, Bobby Hamilton, Kyle Petty, and so on. So a lot of the leaders today are names that have not led. Jeff Bodine hasn't led but 2 races all season. Jeff Bodine shows the way. Jeff Gordon second. Dale Earnhardt fans, you can put your pencils away for the day. They are taking that car to the garage. He will complete 135 laps. And right now, that will mean he'll finish no better than 29th to depending if Rusty Wallace can come back. You've also got Hutch Strickland out there. It could bypass him, but no better than 29th for Dale Earnhardt as the battle for the lead heats up again. Either the tires are going away for Bodine, or Jeff says to Ray Evernham, I'm going anyway.
That's right, Eli. I just figured it out. Right now, Jeff Bodine has about 140 miles on his left side tires. So, and Jeff Gordon has about 30 or something like that. So it's just a matter of Jeff Gordon was patient. He ran him down. He waited till Jeff slipped a little bit and just drove by him.
So Gordon will take the lead at lap 150. We're just 50 laps away from the finish. And you know something, folks, at the same time, they have built up 9.5 seconds on third place. If you're wondering why we haven't shown you anybody else nearby, third place, Ricky Rudd, is darn close to 10 seconds back. He is in a two-car drafting battle with Mark Martin. But these front two have really pulled off and gotten gone now.
Well, we're going to have to see whether Bodine can actually draft behind Gordon and keep up with him. It looks like he's holding his own right at the moment.
50 laps to go. 3/4 of the way into the UAW-GM Teamwork 500 here at Pocono. Don't forget Myrtle Beach Speedway in South Carolina next week here on TNN Motorsports. Meanwhile, Dale Earnhardt done for the day. Randy?
Well, Dale has just climbed from the car. He's talking to his guys. Bobby Hutchin, David Smith, and the guys continue to work on the car. We'll try and wheel over here and get a word with him, but he's trying to find out if, in fact, they can get this car back out here. Bobby currently discussing it with him. We'll come back in a second.
We will do that. Bobby Hutchins there with the beard left of your screen. Co-crew chief with David Smith on that team. And sometimes you need to know when to approach and when not to. And that was a smart move. A little extra breathing time there, Randy.
Well, you got to give it to him, and it's courtesy to talk to us anyway. Dale, 7 straight top 5s, not today. What happened?
Broke a valve, I think. It's not on the top end. The valve springs and all are okay, and I think he just dropped the valve down on the piston and messed it up. And as long as it was riding, it would go, but NASCAR said we had to pick it up, and I couldn't pick it up. It was running too bad, so we came down pit road to see if we could do anything to it, and it locked up. So I feel like it dropped on down and locked the piston up. So I doubt there's...
With a big lead on the rest of the field. Stay with us. We're back to Pocono in just a moment. Hope you can join us next Saturday. Normally we're on, as you see, at 6, but Race Talk will be at 7 o'clock next Saturday. Johnny Benson will be our guest. We'll be on following the NASCAR Busch Series race at Myrtle Beach. That is Race Talk next Saturday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on TNN Motorsports. We've got to...
What makes the Chevy Monte Carlo so great?
Aerodynamic balance and rear downforce. 4-stroke, great horsepower.
Absolutely minimal drag coefficient.
Really nice map light. Monte Carlo has won more races than any other car in NASCAR Winston Cup history. Genuine Chevrolet. The car's more champions trust for all kinds of reasons. What makes the Monte Carlo so good?
Me.
Jeff Gordon has led 57 laps today. That is the most of anyone this afternoon. And remember, if you're just joining us, Dale Earnhardt has dropped out already with engine failure. If the race ended right now, that's how the points would look. And obviously, we've still got 34 or so laps to go. But if the race ended at this very moment, that would be the spread. So the big lead for Dale Earnhardt would dwindle to just 49 over Terry Labonte. Now let's talk pit strategy, guys. Randy, you're patrolling the pit lane with Glenn. What's Jeff Gordon talking about versus Jeff Bodine versus Ricky Rudd? Because they've got to make another stop.
It's pretty interesting, no question about it. One stop to go. For a while there, Jeff Gordon was talking about taking only 2 tires because he's seen what Jeff Bodine has been able to do with him with having only 2 tires on. So they may take 2 because he's not able to shake Jeff. Now, Jeff said, we may also take on 2 tires. If we do, though, you're going to have to tighten the car up. Bill Parsons was talking during break. They possibly may go ahead and take left side tires on the 7 car, and that's a possibility. Glenn, what are they doing up there with the 10 and the 6?
Well, Randy, right now, they're scheduled for Mark Martin to pit. In fact, I think he's coming into pits right now. They're just going to change the left side tires. Looks like they're going to make a track bar adjustment, too. Richard Broom and the guys up here at 10 are getting ready to in fact, they're discussing it right now. They're airing up some left side tires. Let's ask you, Richard, a little strategy. You going to change 4 or 2?
Well, I'm not sure right now. In other words, I'm trying to talk Ricky into 2, but he ain't going for it.
Well, I'll let that discussion continue and mosey back down here to Mark Martin.
And remember, on the 1st and the 15th of the month, it is Ricky Rudd's name on the bottom of Richard Broom's paycheck. So who knows? You know, last year when we came to Pocono, Jeff Gordon was second in points. He's second in points, or at least third in points, I should say. Same spot he is right now. How do you approach the rest of the season, Jeff Gordon?
Things really went well for us last year, and especially starting right about this time is when things really picked up for us. So I don't know. I mean, not every year can be the same. I think if we're going to win the championship, it might be done a little bit different fashion this year. We are a little bit further behind, and the way I look at it is the 2 or 3 major problems that we've had to be where we are in the points is still a pretty good season, and that shows the potential that we still have the rest of the season.
Third in points, but again, remember, things are tightening up here today. 66. Hut Strickland has been in. Here comes Joe Nemechek. He'll pit at lap number 167. All of these are scheduled.
Mark Martin was also in the pits the same time as Jeff Gordon. It looked like from here, they looked like he just changed right side tires.
Here come on the board now. No pitting this time for Jeff Gordon. But Jeff Bodine is coming in, the QBC.
27-2, tough break on pit road.
Not a good stop right there.
See, with that slow pit stop, now Jeff Gordon, he can come in, he can have his normal 4-tire change in about 20 seconds, and he'll be about a third of the straightaway ahead of Jeff Bodine when he comes back on the racetrack.
Gordon, you see him crossing start-finish, coming right at you in your living room. Ricky Rudd is now in second spot. Of course, he's half the length of the straightaway down to the race leader. We're talking in and around 9 and 10 seconds of a deficit. Ted Musgrave, who is right behind Gordon, has already made his pit stop. We're at lap 169, 31 laps from the finish. There you see the exact spread, and he's waving. You might have seen his hands going back and forth. He was waving to Ted Musgrave, who is behind him, and he's going to be slowing down to come in. At lap 169, on the pit lane, you've got Wally Dallenbach, you've got John Andretti, and here comes Jeff Gordon now. The DuPont team waiting, the Rainbow Warriors approaching the pit wall. Let's go to the stop.
29 laps to go. Phil Parsons, you were exactly right. He let Jeff Bodine go ahead and dictate what he was able to do. If Jeff had come in and taken on 2, he would have had a nice opportunity to force this team to possibly take on 2. Now they can make not necessarily a leisurely 4-tire stop because they don't know what that means, but it's going to be a quick 4-tire stop. He's going to be down and away in a matter of seconds. Just a half a can in the second can of gas. 19-1, good stop.
Of course, Gordon gained 8 seconds on Jeff Bodine. Terry Kinnan and the rest of that Butch Mock team. Final 30 laps to go. Jeff Gordon shows the way. Here he comes now out of turn 3. We'll get some of the intervals for you now. We'll get the stopwatches going. Here comes Gordon. The man in second is Kyle Petty. He is now peeling off to make his pit stop. So Mark Martin takes over second, 4 7/10 seconds behind.
That 2-tire change on Mark Martin's car enabled him to get ahead of Ricky Rudd and Jeff Bodine to get up in second position.
Well, the fans out there that pull for Rick Mast, he just come by and the motors sound terrible, so it sounds that he's out.
Glenn?
Eli, we were clocking it just a lap before that while we were in break, and we had Gordon with a 5.25-second lead. So Mark Martin cut it down some that time. Mark only took on 2 tires on his stop a while ago. I had reported left side tires, but it was right side tires. So he looks to be closing the gap right now. I don't know if Gordon's, soft shoeing it right now a little bit because of the lead. But then also, I said there was a problem with the 10 car. The jack man was told to drop the car. He was looking at the gas man. They were waiting for the gas man to pull away to finish gassing the car. They didn't need all the fuel. That's the reason they held the car up for about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds longer than they really needed to.
And you just saw Jeff Gordon go by Rick Mast, as Buddy was telling you before. Literally the glass in our broadcast booth reverberated with that guttural moan of an engine that's not hitting on all cylinders. Tough day for Rick Mast after a fine run earlier in the afternoon. At this moment, 9 teams on the lead lap. Everything now cycling back around.
Wally Dallenbach, John Andretti, Kyle Petty now making his stop of a moment ago. So that'll bring a grand total of 16 teams back on the lead lap right now. Jeff Gordon still leads comfortably. Jeff Gordon continues to lead. He won at Dover from the Busch pole. He's trying to do the very same here at Pocono. Just 17 laps to go. The laps are winding down, and there you see a very interesting fact. Of all the races here at Pocono, only 5 times has the Busch pole sitter gone on to victory lane. And let's not just make this a gimme. You know, we were saying the same thing last year, same time. Jeff Gordon had led 124 laps of the race, and then Terry Labonte led the last 7 when Jeff missed the shift on the restart. So, hey, it's looking good, certainly, but it's never a gimme in this business.
Well, Eli, you watched a while ago when they had problems up in turn 3. Derek Cope.
Jeff Gordon, who by rights should have won here last June, finished second here in July. How good has Jeff Gordon been this year? Well, he has led 28% of all the laps that have been run this season. And he's doing himself a job now. There's old Ricky Rudd snaking his way down the main straightaway. He and Mark Martin, he's trying to break the draft on the guys behind him.
Yeah, he's trying to break the draft on those guys. When you see him doing like that, now, that one that was making a move on him there is the one that pulled over just a little while ago.
14th, Michael Waltrip 15th, and John Andretti is 16th. Meanwhile, up front, it's 4 2/10 seconds from the leader, Gordon, back to Ricky Rudd.
5 laps to go, Eli. It looks like Jeff Gordon's just running out there, just kind of biding his time. He's not really racing anybody.
Chevy leading, as he has for much of the day, Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon will be another first-time Pocono winner. If he can hold on here today. He's never won here at Pocono. Meanwhile, next time Jeff Gordon comes to the stripe, he'll get the white flag. Now back up front, Jeff Gordon. He'll be coming to the white flag this time by 13 career NASCAR Winston Cup wins right now. Looking for his 5th win of this season.
He's going to put a pretty big dent in the gap he had between himself and Earnhardt in the point standings.
You're just joining us. Dale Earnhardt with engine problems finished back in 32nd position. White flag for Jeff Gordon. He ran this car at Charlotte. He ran it at Dover Downs International Speedway a couple of weekends ago. And here he has it again. Jeff Gordon and Terry Labonte both led today. That is the 10th race of the year that both men have led. What does that say about Hendrick Motorsports?
Boy, very strong. This race car's been good. But the Attaboy Award, as far as I'm concerned today, Jeff Bodine. What a great run in 3rd.
But here come the DuPont colors. Things are really going to tighten up atop the NASCAR Winston Cup point standings, working turn 3 for the final time. Jeff Gordon, his 5th win of 1996, his first at Pocono in the books. And he does it again from the Busch pole. Another Unocal challenge is his. $7,600 of an additional bonus to Jeff Gordon and the DuPont Racing team. We will follow them to victory lane as soon as we come back. Jeff Gordon wins. Ricky Rudd is 2nd. Jeff Bodine is 3rd here at Pocono. Well, it was not a good day for Dale Earnhardt. Engine failure. He finishes in 32nd. The man in number 24 is atop the leaderboard and in victory lane. Jeff Gordon, Phil Parsons, I know you've got to hurry over into the garage area. Good to have you on board here today. Enjoyed it.
Thank you, Eli, buddy. I really enjoyed it. I'd just like to take this opportunity to wish my dad happy Father's Day, my father-in-law, and thank my daughter, Kinsley, for my tie for Father's Day.
There you go. We'll see you at Myrtle Beach next weekend. Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon pulling out of that DuPont Chevy. Tired but very satisfied young man. Glenn, a lot of smiling faces.
Well, and obviously the biggest smiling face, Jeff Gordon. I told you right before the race, or at the beginning of the show, he felt like this place owed him one, and man, you dominated here again.
Well,
you know, we just hung in there all day long. I don't know if this place owed us one or not, but we've run very strong here, and we've been capable of winning here many times, and something's happened. So you can imagine what was going through my mind at the end of this race. I was like, what's going to break? What's going to happen? What am I going to do? Every time I shifted, I was like, man, am I going to miss and go to second? I didn't know what was going to happen, but Rusty had a strong car, and, you know, I hate to see him fall out or have trouble, but I think we had something for him. We were the only one that had anything for him. He's the only one that had anything for us. But the DuPont Automotive finish at Chevrolet was awesome today, man.
Jeff, you really cut into Dale Earnhardt's points lead today. I tell you, I haven't seen the exact figures yet, but it's going to be close after today.
Well, you know, we've had our problems this year, and he hasn't had very many problems. And you know, you don't wish any bad luck on anybody. You don't want to see anybody have problems. But you know, today we just did our job, and that's what really counts. These guys are great. They're giving me a great race car. We'll take Blacker everywhere we can go. Now this thing is awesome, but these guys got it done to pits also.
As you said, 5 wins this year, his 4th from the pole. Randy?
Well, Ricky, Pit Crew of the Race Award now brought to you by cold-filtered Miller Genuine Draft and Miller Genuine Draft Light, making the world a very cool place. Here's Glenn Jarrett.
Well, on behalf of TNN Motorsports and Miller Beer, we present you with another Pit Crew of the Race Award. I know this guy's name is Ray Evernham. I ain't going to call him Ray Gordon again today. Or Jeff Evernham, whatever I called you. Where you putting all these things, buddy?
Well, we've got a nice wall of them, and again, we appreciate Miller's participation. It means an awful lot to the guys, and you know, the Miller driver, Rusty, drove like a gentleman there at the end. That helped us out. These awards mean an awful lot to the guys, and got to say Happy Father's Day to Rick and Pop and my dad and everybody, and really got to say it's been kind of a hectic weekend for me, and just really need to thank God because he walked with us today.
Well, he certainly did. He rode with him, too. I tell you, that car was awesome. This man was responsible for setting it up, Ray Evernham.
He is as good as they come, a former racer himself in modifieds. Ray worked for the International Race of Champions and now making name for himself with the DuPont team. Well, Jeff Gordon becomes the first driver to surpass $1 million in earnings for this season. Cash today. Motor Trend Television, then NHRA Today. The Winston NHRA drag racers giving you all the doings for the straight line set. That's coming up following our telecast here on TNN today. Buddy Baker enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too, and happy Father's Day to Buck Baker, my dad.
For Buddy Baker, for Phil Parsons, Glenn Jarrett, and Randy Pemberton, I'm Eli Gold. Our congratulations to Jeff Gordon. He dominated today and ends up in victory lane. We'll talk to you next week. Till then, you have a good week. So long from Pocono.
Settling in, pretty wild thing.
Absolutely. You know, when you start talking about your friends right now with 5 laps to go, you can count them on the palm of your hand. There's nobody out there going to let you have anything. This is going to be something to watch.
Here they come, 16 cars in that lead lap. 5 laps to decide it.
Jeff Gordon leads them off. He's had a strong car all day long. So Jimmy Spencer up there in the best position he's been all day long. Can he do anything with him? Dale Jarrett makes a move right quick down in turn 1.
Goes to the inside, looks for second. Chevy Ford 1 and 2.
Then you got 2 other Fords behind Jarrett there in the way of Rusty Wallace and Jimmy Spencer.
Jimmy Spencer in third. Remember, he's won here at Talladega. Then Rusty Wallace lies fourth. He pulled the big surprise at Pocono a week ago.
Here's Jarrett trying to go to the outside of Jeff Gordon. Spencer's going to try to push him on through.
That's what I was going to say. Jimmy Spencer's going with him. You see Gordon losing some ground to Jimmy Spencer as they come through the corner. And the 2 car, Rusty Wallace, moves up also.
He's taking the high side as well, trying to get third. They have Gordon hung out to dry on the bottom. Meanwhile, up on the outside, a little further back, here comes Bill Elliott back into the picture. With 4 to go, Elliott stacks them 3 wide, going down into the corner. It's Elliott on the high side and looking great. Wallace, Spencer, Gordon side by side. Jarrett stays in front. Gordon comes back to second.
And he was hoping that they would continue to run side by side, but we knew that was not going to happen. Is Gordon going to follow Jarrett and try to pull them away from the rest of the field and then fight it out between themselves? Probably not.
Mark Martin is fighting his way up through on the bottom of the field, and he is flying with Ernie Irvin, who's come from 16.
Irvin had to make a pit stop on that caution to repair damage to the right front fender of his car.
There's Jeff Burton moving up in the 99 car to make it Look at this front bunch. They are fighting it out. Spencer's hung out to dry on the outside.
Here comes Jeff Gordon trying to move down on the inside. Can't do it. Now he goes to the outside.
Nice move by Gordon. Gordon pulls up. And again, you've got that Ford on the inside, Chevy on the outside, and Gordon going for the lead.
Here comes Jeff Burton in the 99 on the outside. Jarrett shuts the door. Here comes Mark Martin on the inside.
Helped by Ernie Irvin. Down to the inside comes Jarrett as they shuffle in the back straightaway at 190 miles per hour in this shootout to decide the Die Hard 500.
Ernie Irvin now up to Ford. Boy, he has come from 7th, 16th position all the way up to 4th in just a couple of laps.
Martin flies 3rd, and it's even across. You don't want to be even across right now. Look at Waltrip trying to find a hole. He wants to come up again. Old DW is having a great day. Jeff Bodine just outside of him.
2 laps to go.
And if they're going to catch this front bunch, they can't run side by side trying to win this race. It's going to come down to these 4 cars if they don't get single file behind them.
It'll be the white flag when they come back.
Out of turn 2.
Here comes Spencer. He's got away from that second group back there. 5 cars now in the fray for the lead.
Gordon has control of the race. Perched in second spot is Jarrett. I think that's where he wants to be. What about Martin back there in that number 6?
Well, you got 4 Fords there chasing that one Chevrolet right now. I believe that Jarrett figures he made his move a little bit too early there a moment ago. He's going to be content to sit there for a moment. They come down to get the white flag this time. Then where will he make the move if he has enough to make a move?
The surprise car right now sitting there at 6th spot. Look at Jeff Bodine come into this. This is not over by a long shot.
Moments are running out. This is it. Final lap in this 5-lap shootout. You have Gordon in front, wheeling all out of turn 2, looking to the inside. Jarrett, Mark Martin right there.
Nobody's made a move yet. They're all single file down the back straightaway.
Maybe they can't make a move. Maybe they don't have enough horsepower.
Gordon has him covered. Here comes Martin peeking on the inside.
Well, Ernie took a peek on the inside, but he couldn't quite do anything with him. Now's the time. He's going to have to move now if he's going to make a pass.
The Chevy of Jeff Gordon stays first. Dale Jarrett right there in second. As they come back around, Checker's about to fall. And you're going to watch this finish at the line. It's Gordon. Jeff Gordon's won it. Checker's coming out.
First time winner, Ken.
First time that Jeff Gordon has won at Talladega. He defeats Dale Jarrett, Mark Martin, Ernie Irvin, Jimmy Spencer, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this rundown at the end of one of the most amazing, spectacular Die Hard 500s we've ever seen.
That Chevrolet held off that parade of Fords.
The 15th career win for Jeff Gordon happens at Talladega, Alabama in the 1996 Die Hard 500. A final look at the standings in the top 15 here at Talladega today. By 146 one-thousandths of a second, it was Gordon over Jarrett in the Die Hard 500. Let's go to Victory Lane with Mike Joy.
$160,000 bonus for winning this race. You get the point lead and your first Talladega victory.
Oh, this is awesome. And what a way to do it, man. What a shootout. I didn't know if we could do it. I knew the restart, was the most crucial thing. And I thought, man, we're going to have to beat them back to the line on that restart. Man, those guys, they just hammered me on the restart. And this thing really wasn't that great on restarts, but, man, was it good at any other time. And I tell you what, that was a lot of fun. You don't want to see a 5-lap shootout here. It can get kind of nasty. But everybody really used their heads, but did a great job. And, I want to thank God. God was with me all day today. God was with everybody. Everybody is pretty much safe after that accident. And, I'm just so glad to be here in Victory Lane. This is great.
Coming down for that last green flag, you knew there were a whole bunch of Fords in your future. What was your plan?
I knew there was a lot of Fords, and one of them going to go with me. And I tell you what, Mark Martin worked with me all day long. I worked with him, and he and I worked well together. And that was a lot of fun. Jeff Burton actually probably helped push me to the front. You know, hey, those guys are going for whoever's going to help them. And I was, you know, it didn't matter to me. I was just left out there to drive. I knew if somebody could get behind me and push me, we could get him. And I faked Jared a little bit, and we got a heck of a run. I got to his outside.
A great run, a great win for Jeff Gordon.
So for Ned Jarrett, Buddy Baker, Mike Joy, David Hobbs, and Dick Berggren, Ken Squire saying so long from the Talladega Superspeedway, where Jeff Gordon has won the Die Hard 500.
And folks, I'm telling you, the 8-car has a problem because Jeff Gordon, we saw he was almost a straightaway behind just a moment ago. There he is. Come on, Jeff. There he is right there in the picture. And Musgrave is closing up on the back bumper of Strickland. He is overheating. He can stand to run behind another car.
Jeff Gordon won the race here in April. If he can complete the sweep here and win today, he'll be the first driver since Dale Earnhardt did it in 1990 to win both races in one season. And his getting the lead is just a moment away, it looks like.
Yeah, he's closing in a hurry.
Benny, they're saying from the pits that it isn't a problem right now, overheating. But Jeff Gordon is the problem right now.
Well, he's definitely a problem, no doubt about that. So Jeff Gordon is going to go right by. He's just driving the car like it's overheating, like he's trying to get some air in the grill. Let's see the 29 car, Chad Little coming on pit road. 19 position, 3 laps down for Chad as he comes in. There's the leader of the 8-car, Hud Strickland, Circuit City. Jeff Gordon, 24, second place.
That's trying to hold off the challenge, but he's got some traffic to go through here ahead of him. That's, of course, Ted Musgrave just ahead of him.
Gordon's going to be very patient here. He's not going to make any, he sees that traffic, doesn't want to get himself in a position there to bump somebody or somebody. Now Hud's going to try to use the advantage that the door that Ted Musgrave opened to get by Schrader, and he does it. That's the 4th place car. He just put a lap down. So really there are only 3 cars left on the lead lap. Mark Martin is the only other car on the lead lap besides these 2 right here, the 8 car and the 24. Now Musgrave in the 16 will drive away from them. Maybe Hud Strickland will be able to run wide open and get enough air in the grill. Again, we're saying there's no problem in the pits, and I'm saying there is a problem. He drives like there's a problem.
Here's Bill Weber with a report on pit strategy. Bill, what's the story?
Well, they're talking a lot about that overheating, but they don't think it's a big problem. They say mildly concerned, but not a big problem. They think they're good at the end. They don't need gas. They don't need tires. They're ready to go to hopefully deliver Hud Strickland his first ever NASCAR Winfrey Cup victory. It's very fun.
Well, Bill, before I talk about fuel, I want to talk about what's going on in the Gordon pit. They're watching the 8 car. They say it's spitting water. They think it's going to blow. They think this car is going to overheat and blow because they're seeing some water come out of the back of the 8 car right now. The 24 car can make it on fuel. So can the 6 car of Mark Martin and the 25 of Kenny Schrader. They're okay on fuel. The question is, can the 8 make it on water inside the car? Let's go to John Kernan.
Jared, no drama back here on the backstretch. The highest runner, Johnny Benson, in the 5th position right now, a lap down. And Johnny's crew tells me, hey, no problem. We will make it on fuel without problem. Actually, Johnny running in, I guess, 6th spot.
No, you were right the first time, John. He's 5th. John Andretti, 6th. Bobby Labonte, 7th.
John Andretti, I believe, has gotten around the 30 car there now. And the other side in front of him. Yeah. All right. Here we go. There's the leaders, the 8. Hud Strickland, the 24 of Jeff Gordon, and heavy traffic in front of those 2 leaders.
And less than 32 laps to go.
The next car up in front of Hutch pass him, he would be 2 laps down. There's Earnhardt trying to make up some time, and he knows the leaders are coming in on him.
Pace we saw a moment ago, Felipe Lopez. Now Earnhardt goes inside and outside of Spencer.
That's Earnhardt vintage driving.
Reporters saying that Johnny Benson may have some type of problem.
Yeah, because Andretti passed him and ran away from him. What's the situation, John?
Well, right after John Andretti passed him and put him into the 6th position, Johnny Benson radioed in and said, man, I've got a heavy vibration.
That discretion being the better part of valor in that situation. Now we see again Jeff Gordon within just a car length of the leader, Hut Strickland. 338 of 367 completed. It's apologize, and you are the best.
Well, it was just a situation that he just passed him and drove away.
Look at Gordon.
Oh no, I mean, he scared me to death after my look up there. Come on, 30, 15, 10.
Welcome back to Darlington. Here's the pass for the lead, baby. No, he didn't make it.
Boy, Gordon got a run off that turn 2. We thought he was going to hit the wall, and he got a run off that turn 2 and almost went by. That's Strickland going into turn 3. Couldn't go out to it.
He does run so high up in that corner, but man, does he get a run off the corner.
Our Western Auto probably the first time that's ever happened to Felipe, I'll bet.
I bet it is. He's done a great job today. He and Hut Strickland's entire crew. The Stavola brothers, I bet Billy and Mickey Stavola are just thrilled to death.
Think it'll be tough keeping Felipe Lopez around on this team next year?
No, I think that Felipe, I'll say the Stavola brothers, I think that Billy and Mickey are decent people, and they have treated him well, and I think he was good.
We talked about earlier in the race, in fact, before this thing started in the opens, the guys in the pits talked about how Dale Jarrett was going for $1 million, but some other drivers could be going actually for more than that in sponsorship money, and this could be one of them because Circuit City is wondering whether or not they'll be back, and with the performance here today, maybe they will be. Let's hope so.
They should be.
Yeah, they should.
We'll give them a vote.
Yeah, I think board of directors up there, I vote you stay in there with them.
Yes, sir, because they are performing here today.
Coming up on 22 laps to go, and Hut Strickland continues to hold off the advance of Jeff Gordon.
Ned, I know one good way that they would stay in racing. If everybody listening, they'd run out tomorrow and buy television and start sitting there.
Well, I did a few weeks ago. I did my part.
See Ernie Irvin after making that pit stop. Now, I tell you, Jeff Gordon up high again. He's going to get a great run on the 8 car. Here he comes, trying to take a look. Can he do it? Nope.
Man. Now, there's Ernie Irvin coming up. Of course, Ernie made that pit stop. He's 2 laps down, so he's trying to get back one of those laps. He has fresher tires, and he should be able to motor right on by.
Ernie's in 9th position, 2 laps down.
Sometimes Jeff goes in this corner, gets up high right in the edge of that gray stuff, and gets such a bite. He gets a tremendous run off that corner. But right now, Ernie Irvin got a great run and goes by him. We can see 21 laps to go.
Bill Weber with more on Hut Strickland.
Well, I just talked to Felipe. I said, can you hold off to 24? He goes, I think so. I said, how are your temperatures? He goes, I don't know. I told Hut to stop looking.
Did you see Ernie Irvin almost lose control as he came off the 4th corner?
Sure did.
Did you see Felipe Lopez just jump right out of his skin. But here, Jeff Gordon's got a tremendous run this time. Here he goes.
Now he may have the run that he knows. Oh, but look at Jeff close in there in the third turn.
Okay, well, he's getting serious right now, is Jeff Gordon.
Yep.
He's been patient so far. You got less than 20 laps to go.
Jeff is looking for his 7th win of 1996.
Oh, Hutt's going up in that Jeff Gordon groove, but it's not going to work as good for him as it is Jeff Gordon.
Jeff may try it again here down the backstretch. Nope.
But Hutt won't back off. We've already seen him going that turn on the outside and just kept going right on in there.
18 laps to go. Hutt Strickland will be the happiest man crossing the United States of America right now in 18 laps if he can just stay right there in front of Jeff Gordon.
He's from Calera, Alabama. Well, we got to take a break. But right now, Hutt Strickland holds off the advance of Jeff Gordon. Mark Martin is third, then Schrader in it.
Hey guys, got a question for you. Just watching him going down the backstretch, and you talked how Hutt will not back off going into 3. Does he think that, Gordon's thinking championship, that Gordon's not going to push the issue, that he knows Jeff will give him the room?
No, he ain't thinking nothing except whatever it takes to stay in front. That's all he's thinking right now.
All right. Well, what about Jeff Gordon?
He ain't thinking nothing. He just said, I want to get in front of that 8 car. Thank God for people like that.
But I don't think he's going to take a real big chance to do it.
Here he goes. Here he goes. Here he goes. Got a good run. Got a good run.
All right, let's see if Hutt backs off this time.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Hutt didn't back off. Not like most everybody does.
The crowd goes wild. Repeat winner, Bill. Last repeat winner, 7,500.
He gave it a run.
Yeah, he did. Benny Parsons, Bill Weber, John Kernan, and Dr. Jerry Punch back at Darlington Raceway in South Carolina. And yes, Jeff Gordon has taken the lead and is driving away now. This is how it happened.
Coming off turn 2, he got one of those great runs like he's been doing. Gets on the inside of Hutt Strickland. Man, Hutt did not want to let him go, but he just had no choice.
Hutt drove deeper in there than we normally see cars on the outside, but you had no choice.
And so now, as Ray Evernham looks on, Jeff Gordon has taken the lead of the race. 39 laps led so far for Jeff Gordon. He will not earn the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. That will go to Hutt Strickland, who led 143.
One of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now might be Lake Speed in the Spam car. He just passed Dale Earnhardt, has moved up into 10th position, and he's coming up on Hutt Strickland. There he is, right beside us. We see him coming off the turn. The Lake on the move.
Coming up on 10 laps to go for Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon, he and Ray Evernham have worked some magic over the past few years getting this car to handle. He goes down to turn 1. He goes right up to the top of the racetrack. As a matter of fact, if he moved that wall about 6 feet, he'd probably be still against the wall.
Darlington, Bristol, Dover, Pocono, Talladega. Now may win his second race of the year in Darlington, which would be victory number 7. And he also would close to within 24 points of Terry Labonte in December. Jeff Gordon now with less than 7 laps to go. We've had 29 lead changes today, the most since 1982, when a record 41 occurred in the...
And Jeff Gordon comes by 4. 5 laps to go.
Yep.
You see he's pulled away about 5 seconds from Hut Strickland.
We understand that no less than 6 drivers have requested that oxygen be ready when they come in. This is a tough racetrack and a tough day. Jeff Gordon to the outside of Bobby Hamilton, putting another lap on him. Bobby's in 19th position, and there are 4 laps to go in the Southern 500.
What did Darrell Waltrip say when he won the race in 1992? Someone went down to interview him and said, "Can we sit down and do this?" Yeah.
Come out for Jeff Gordon, and he'll have one more trip around the 1.366-mile Darlington Raceway. Here he is off of corner number 4. White flag is showing. 1 to go. Jeff Gordon.
One more lap, and he will repeat as the Southern 500 winner.
In fact, he will win. Ray Evernham can't lose. 3 consecutive wins here at Darlington. Last year's Southern 500, the spring race here at Darlington, and now for the second time, the Southern 500. He becomes the first driver since Dale Earnhardt did it in 1990 to repeat as Southern 500 champion. Jeff Gordon wins the Mountain Dew Southern 500 for 1996, his 16th career win, 7th of 96. Let's go down to the pits and talk to Ray Evernham.
Ray, your 7th win of the season, 3 in a row here, and back-to-back wins from the Southern 500. That's pretty impressive. Congratulations.
Well, we got to thank God first because he's the one who lets us do this. And these guys right here and that little guy driving the car, Rick Hendricks, DuPont, Coca-Cola, Quaker State. You know, I don't know. Some days it just amazes me. We work hard, you know. Jeff and I have been getting along so good lately. I just feel like the magic's back. You know, it's just like our old Busch Grand National days. We're having fun without any pressure, and everybody's doing a great job. You know, the R&D shop's building great cars, and Randy Dorton and his guys are building great motors, and I'm just very, very lucky to be part of it.
Okay, Ray Evernham, Jeff Gordon, and the Rainbow Warriors on their way to victory lane here at Darlington.
And a big salute to Hut Strickland, who finishes in 2nd. Victory Lane celebration is about to begin. Here's the McDonald's Winner's Circle interview and Dr. Jerry Punch.
Bob, what a celebration down here. Jeffrey, congratulations, 3 in a row here at Darlington.
Unbelievable, Jerry. Tell you, Lord was with us today. This is just an unbelievable place, and we came from behind. This team, I tell you, I got to take my hat off to the whole DuPont Chevrolet team. They worked real hard, and the car wasn't perfect all day long. This is one of those tough places you just got to be around at the end, and we were. And it's a good thing I didn't have to really fight anybody those last 10 laps because I absolutely could not see anything on my windshield. I didn't think I was going to get by Hut. I think he might have had a little bit of a problem with his engine going away, but I finally got beside him, and I tell you, it's just a lot of hard work and dedication, and this is awesome. Our 2nd Southern 500, 3 in a row at Darlington, and I'm psyched.
This young man is absolutely incredible. Let's check in with Bill Weber, standing by with the guy who almost pulled it off. Bill.
For those of you tuning in, hoping to see Rick Benjamin and their race day, a mid-afternoon version today. Obviously, we are running overtime here because of the 11 cautions and fairly lengthy ones at that. If time permits, prior to the start of drag racing, you'll be seeing race day. But we are not going anywhere. We got to bring you the finish of this one. 36 miles to go.
Just before this last wreck, Rusty Wallace looked to be the car to beat. He pulled right up on Jeff Gordon. Will he have it now after this little pitch?
Green flag is in the air. 35 miles remaining.
Well, look, late speed get in between them. Rusty did not get a good start at all.
Lake Speed, the first car a lap down in 13th.
And you see Rusty right now losing valuable time to Jeff Gordon, who's leading the race at this moment. Look at Dale Jarrett come up, though.
Jarrett just waiting, but let's get the interval for you. From first back to second now, already 7/10 of a second. So Gordon's got himself a pretty comfortable, clean racetrack with which to race.
We had a report from the pits that Rusty Wallace had a problem with the, when he started to accelerate, something was wrong.
Here shortly, but clearly he looked okay. As to what happened, Ernie said one thing, Derek through his two-way radios said another. I bet you that's what it was, dating back to lap 200.
We need to get to the end of this. The tempers are getting pretty.
Going to be 25 laps to go. Basic Saturday night shootout.
All right, let's see if Rusty Wallace can hang with him this time, whether that blubbering carburetor gives him problems again on the start.
He didn't get a great start, but much better than last time. You can see him. He's just behind Jeff Gordon. Good start down into turn one. Rusty got a great start that time.
And importantly, he's not going to have to deal with that lap car of Lake Speed either. He's got the leader right in front of him, and that's all he is going to have to deal with, and that makes his job a whole lot simpler.
Rusty Wallace, a three-time winner here, won them both in 93 and, excuse me, the September race in 93 and both in 94. So he is already a three-peat man here at the Monster Mile.
Watching Jeff Gordon, he's awfully strong. He's pulled out about a 3-car length lead over Rusty Wallace as they go into turn 3. You can see Dale Jarrett closing in just a bit on Rusty Wallace in second.
Chevy and 2 Fords, top 3 spots.
As far as the point men are concerned, the point leader coming in, Terry Labonte, is now being shown 4 laps down and 22nd. Jeff Gordon, the number 2 man in points, is leading the race. Dale Jarrett next in line is in 3rd place. Then Dale Earnhardt is backslid to 14th position. Welcome back, everybody. Under green, we have just gone back to work. Jeff Gordon, the leader. Rusty Wallace right behind him in second. We're down to the final 12 laps of racing. Here goes Rusty.
Rusty looked to the inside, but look at the drive. The 24 car gets down the straightaway.
It was a quick caution after Robert Presley's problems. I'll tell you, Rusty's going to drive the wheels off that baby, trying, that's for sure.
And so is Gordon.
Yep.
They're both going to reach as deep as they possibly can.
Gordon's running a very, very good line, though. He's taking a little bit of that lower line off the 2-car of Rusty Wallace. When they go through the corner, he's not running way up the racetrack like he was. He looks in the mirror, you see him come back down there, taking that spot away if Rusty was to try to make the move.
10 laps to go.
He has been running a lot higher on the racetrack than he is now. Rusty dropping back some.
Gordon looking for his 8th win of 1996. And remember, with the win, he would also take over the point lead and win that $70,000 Winston point bonus.
Dale Jarrett's doing a great job today, running in 3rd. Everybody says he don't finish at this racetrack, but look at him now, running in 3rd spot and actually gaining on a 2-car Rusty Wallace.
Of course, his best has been 29th, Glenn, in the last 5 Dover races. He's got to be tickled today.
Well, they are in one sense, Eli, but a lot of long faces down here right now. This set of tires is a little tight. He needed about a 30 to a 40 lap green flag run before he caught up to these guys, before they came back.
Wow. And Rusty's got to be thinking about that carburetor and the problems he has had restarting.
The track record for cautions was 16 back in 93, the first race of 93. But this event record has been tied. We're right there at 100 laps of caution now. It's on the interview I saw to come out and say anything publicly other than to kind of really let us think he's got something put together.
I saw that he could not elaborate on it, but that it is with an existing team. So we should hear something. I asked him when the announcement would be made. He just grinned, shook his head, walked off. So he can't say any more than that. In fact, I probably said more than he wanted me to.
But it'll be now green flag. Again, single file restart, lead lap cars only at the head of the field.
Jeff Gordon come down there, kind of lagged the brake a little bit, made Rusty back off a little bit, showered down on it. Great start.
He's done a great job in every one of these restarts.
Gordon looking for his 8th win of the year and his 3rd in succession here at Dover Downs in Delaware.
Eli, look at the first 6 cars here. It's going to be a race right down to the checkered flag here. These guys are really going at it. The first 6 cars are nose to tail.
Remember early in the race when Gordon drifted back, and you might have wondered what's going to happen. Is he in trouble? That crew never gave up. Gordon never gave up. And here he is in the lead as this thing winds down.
2 laps to go.
Looks to me like Dale Jarrett's moving in there in the 3rd spot. He's giving Rusty a hard time as they start down towards the back straightaway. You see Jeff Gordon coming down through there. Dale Jarrett is there.
Of course, Gordon says, have at it, boys. Jeff pulls away. Coming to the white flag. The final time around the Monster Mile. Jeff Gordon trying to grab the NASCAR Winston Cup point lead from Terry Labonte. The $70,000 Winston leader bonus. And be a 3-peater here at Dover Downs. Goodness, that team is good. His 17th career win. Jeff Gordon from Pittsboro, Indiana wins it. Rusty Wallace second. Jarrett is third. Bobby Labonte comes home in fourth. Mark the books. And the 13th Chevrolet win of 1996. Jeff Gordon starts third and wins the MBNA 500. We're coming back. We're going to Victory Lane, then right up to Reading, Pennsylvania. We'll be there for drag racing next on TNN. It is all over here at the Monster Mile. Jeff Gordon just now getting out of his car in Victory Lane. Let's go down to Glenn Jarrett. Glenn?
And a victorious Jeff Gordon climbs out 3 in a row here at Dover, but the last 50 miles looks like it took forever, all those restarts.
Well, it sure did. You know, I'm just really thankful. I'm just really thankful to have a good car there at the end. I want to thank God, certainly on our side again today. I want to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes. This is their hometown. Nothing sweeter than to win in their backyard. Quaker State, Goodyear Tire had a great tire today, and Coca-Cola, all our sponsors. I mean, this is just a great day for this whole team. They did an awesome job.
Well, he said everything I was going to ask him, so let's go back upstairs.
All right, Glenn.
Well, as is customary on TNN, we give the Miller Pit Crew Award. When they win to the winning crew chief, it's Ray Evernham, and man, you got to build a whole room in your house to hold all these things.
Well, I'm just, I'm able to accept these for the guys. You know, I got to thank God first because he's the one who allows us to do this, but it just says an awful lot about this team. We got behind a couple times today, you know, got that one set of tires that was funny and got, had that caution when we wanted to pit, and these guys fight back, and Jeff Gordon is just a phenomenal driver, and we knew we'd keep messing with that tire pressure until we hit the combination, and finally it was good at the end, but, you know, we're awful lucky to have that little guy driving this race car.
He certainly did a good job. Everything's funny now. Nothing but smiles here in Victory Lane. Congratulations, Ray.
Ray Evernham and the fellas winning the Miller Award. Also the RCA Pit Strategy Award, brought to you by RCA, changing entertainment again. All the post-race honors going to the DuPont team. A quick Jeff Gordon, of course, picks up the win, his third in a row here. The point standings will be led by Jeff Gordon leaving here today, because they are staging right now in Reading, Pennsylvania, the Keystone Nationals NHRA Winston Drag Racing. For Buddy Baker, Dick Berggren, Glenn Jarrett, and Randy Pemberton, I'm Eli Gold. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again next week with more, but right now stay tuned. NHRA Winston Drag Racing from Reading, Pennsylvania, next on TNN.
Left side tires going on Jeff Gordon's DuPont Chevrolet. This may be a break for Gordon. He just radioed as the car was bouncing. Here's Labonte down pit road. Gordon beats him. It'll be Gordon Labonte. And here comes...
You rejoin us just as we are about to go green once again. The crowd is on its feet.
Green.
Gordon, Labonte, Andretti, Hamilton, and Jeff Burton.
I wondered about the Bobby Hamilton car. Can they find that magic? Jerry Punch, what they do on that pit stop?
Well, Benny, they made no adjustments whatsoever. They just told Bobby...
Among the front runners, but not anymore. He's back in 18th. Jeff Gordon has just registered his 2,000th lap led in NASCAR Winston Cup competition this year, and look how far he is ahead of second place. And a spin off of turn 4.
Ricky Craven sitting right in the racetrack. This is going to bring out the caution flag.
Caution comes out.
with third. Once again, just as you rejoin us, we are set to go back to racing. Pace car's light is off. It pulls into the pit area, and the field is set to take the green flag again.
Go, go, go.
Green on lap 475, 25 to go.
Well, this caution flag gave Terry Labonte the opportunity to be right on the back bumper of Jeff Gordon. If he has anything, now's the time.
They don't need to be saving those brakes anymore. They're saving anything else.
There was a car between Labonte and John, and points were awarded right now with Gordon in the lead and Terry Labonte second. There would be an 81-point spread between the two. 15 laps to go, and Jeff Gordon now has about a, 8, 9, 10 car length advantage at some times over Terry Labonte.
And Jeff Burton, now back to the leaders. There he is. Jeff Gordon, 10 laps to go. And back to Terry Labonte. Labonte not able to make that charge. And
we still got to finish at least third.
Yeah, Jeff got a big break there. 2 cars between himself and Terry through the corner.
That right now might be the best race on the racetrack is for third place between the 98 of John Andretti and the...
There's the interval between first and second. They come around this time and complete lap 494.
Answer.
Oh, the leader!
Oh,
across the curve!
Man,
now the caution comes out.
He just can't find the opportunity to get the car rolling again because they're...
Now Labonte, they're racing back for the lead. Back for the caution flag and the lead, and Gordon will do it. Won't he?
Yes.
Man.
Well, only 4 laps to go here. And Dallenbach is stalled, it looks like, down in the second corner. And as a result of this, Jeff Gordon got himself in a bit of a bind here.
Tell you what, he might have hurt that car. When we see the 71 car of Dave Marcus forced a 24 car on the curb. Jerry Ponce, you heard anything?
Well, yeah, but I can't repeat it, Benny. They were pretty upset down here. Ray Evernham just leaped off the pit wall, went down to the NASCAR official and said, you know, hey, you got to put that caution flag out, man. We got cars going high and low. We're trying to win this race. I think Ray has settled down a little bit, but, yeah, I heard a few things, Benny.
Do you think Jeff heard it? Did he say anything about knocking the toe in out when he ran across the curb?
He didn't say anything. He said he hit the curb. He didn't say anything about the steering, and he hadn't said anything. I think he's trying to cool off, too. They're all trying to cool off, just let things go and see how it takes up his final 3 laps. They don't want to mention it to him, and if he brings it up, they'll answer him. They want to even talk about the toe in to the driver in these last 3 laps.
Well, he's only going to have to hold off Labonte for 1 lap because they come down now and get lap 498 in the books. They give the 1 lap to go signal, but the green will come out at lap 499. It'll be the green and the white together. It's a single file restart because we're within 10 laps. And can Jeff Gordon hold off the challenge of his teammate Terry Labonte for just 1 trip around this half-mile racetrack? Let's not forget about the 98, the 43 and the 1, the 75. Hey, it's anybody's race.
Wow. Wow. Hang on, folks.
Yep, don't go away. Let's see how this thing shakes out. Terry Labonte cleans the tires. The pace car pulls ahead.
Go, 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 go!
And Terry Labonte comes up, or rather Andretti bumps the 5 car in the back end. Meanwhile, Bobby Hamilton challenging Andretti there for a while. Looks like Jeff is going to be able to win this thing. Here he is in the 4th corner. Jeff Gordon comes down and takes the checkered flag. There's a scramble for position behind Bobby.
From there, coming off of turn 4, got him sideways. Andretti had to slow down a little bit and get off the gas, and that cost him.
Jerry's with Ray Evernham.
Wow, what drama, huh? Those last few laps, that was wild up there in turn 1 and 2.
Well, you're not kidding. I don't know what was going on there, but, you know, thank God we won it. You know, we got to thank God first, and I probably prayed harder to him than I have in a long time, but I don't know how much stomach lining I'm going to have left if we keep having finishes like this. I want to thank DuPont, Coca-Cola, Quaker State, Rick Hendrick, everybody that's worked on this deal, and that little guy driving that car right there. He does a heck of a job.
All right, we'll let his crew chief go over and give his driver a high five. Win number 9 in 1996.
So Gordon and Labonte finish in first and second, but look what happened behind those two as the field's Jeff Gordon has won his 9th race of 1996. He's won the 3 of the last 4 events. It's its 18th career win and 4th on a short track. What a day for Jeff Gordon and Team Hendrick, as a matter of fact. So Jeff cools off just a little bit after a grueling day on the racetrack. Takes the steering wheel off. He's ready to step out of the car and receive the congratulations of the throng gathered here this afternoon.
It's all yours.
Yeah! Our McDonald's Winner's Circle interview, Dr. Jerry Punch.
Boy, Jeff, what a finish. Let's go back with 4 laps to go. That was a close one.
Man, I tell you what, my teammate had me nervous there. He's so smooth and so good, and he's been through, you know, so many different things. I didn't know if I could hold him off, but oh man, I tell you what, I was so glad to see a caution there with about 25 to go. That set of tires we had on before that last caution or before that last set just wasn't really the best set for us, and that last set was awesome though, and guys got us out front. It was a total team effort, and I want to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes. Goodyear had a great tire today. Quaker State, Coca-Cola, man, this is I tell you, this is a meaningful win right here. To win at a short track like Martinsville, wow, you know, you got to have a complete day.
Talking about a complete day. Let's go back to Dallenbach, spin with a few laps to go. You had to come off the curb to be able to miss him down there.
Well, it wasn't so much him as Dave Marcus. I didn't know which way he was going to go. And I saw that there was room on the inside, and I thought I was the only one going to go down there. But Dave shot to the bottom, too. And I had to go up on the grass and then race Terry back to the line because we knew, you know, might end under caution or we're going to have a real shootout.
I know you said it's meaningful to win here at Martinsville, but meeting your teammate, Terry Labonte, your friend and teammate, I mean, what a day he had coming back from a lap down.
You know, when he had to get his lap back, I couldn't hold him off. I knew he was going to be a factor later on in the race as fast as he was running. And, you know, I know what these Hendrick cars can do. I know what these Hendrick motors can do. And they certainly showed it today. And, you know, if there's anybody I'm going to be nervous about, it's going to be my own teammates. And he was strong today. But we did our job. We, you know, we gave 100% and just never gave up. And had a lot of patience today. You know, I kind of know what those guys feel like now following Richard Petty back all those years because I followed that STP Pontiac all day.
Hey, so you got a bonus of 70 grand. Last look behind you. You got 10 more thousand. I know you don't need the money, but Brooke will find some place to put it.
Oh, I'm sure, you know, Rick Hendrick and myself will find something really good to make that money goes towards. But, you know, it's more than just the money. It's to win. This is an unbelievable feeling. I'm pretty shocked right now.
9th win on the year. The Hendrick motors, the Hendrick cars, and how about those Hendrick drivers finishing 1-2 here at Martinsville, Bob?
Rick Hendrick got his first win here in April of 1984 with Jeff Bodine. He now has 6 victories. Jeff Gordon wins here at Martinsville. Back in a moment.
Yeah, all right.
And Jeff Gordon took home the cash today in the Haynes 500 NASCAR Winston Cup race.
So Jeff Gordon will gain 5 points today on Terry Labonte.
Jeff Gordon with an 81-point advantage on Terry Labonte heading to North Wilkesboro. An opportunity to have a conversation with Rusty and get some of his merchandise. Our congratulations to Jeff Gordon, who has won here this afternoon. 3 of the last 4 races, Jeff Gordon has driven to victory lane. And he remains atop the point standings for Ned Jarrett, Benny Parsons, John Kernan, Bill Weber, and Dr. Jerry Punch. I'm Bob Jenkins. Thank you for joining us here on ESPN. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Gentlemen, start your engines. Let her roll!
And so for the final time, the command has been given to the NASCAR Winston Cup drivers. What began in 1949 ends today at this 5/8 mile speedway known as North Wilkesboro.
I tell you what, Ned, I've been coming here a long time. 1948, I saw my first race here. Well, you know, you must have came about the same time I did. I didn't see you, but there were probably, what, 1,500, 2,000 people here. But we sat in these stands. They were wooden stands back then, and enthusiastic crowds like we have here today.
We are set for the green flag here at North Wilkesboro for the 93rd time and final time for a NASCAR Winston Cup race. The green flag is waving, and the Tyson Holly Farms 400 is underway. And Jeff Gordon will go back into the lead, and here comes Dale Jarrett right behind him. Less than 5/8 of a mile to go. And the drop of the checkered flag here at North Wilkesboro brings down the final curtain of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. From the first race, October 16th, 1949, won by Bob Block. The victory here to Jeff Gordon on September 29th, 1996. Jeff Gordon wins the final race at North Wilkesboro.
You know, this place has been awful good to us. We've won a lot of races up here.
To be the last race, Winston Cup race that's going to be here, you know, it's like you feel sorry, but at the same time, you know, you're elated to go down in history and the record books. And I think these fans saw a great show today. That was one heck of a race all the way to the finish.
Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt pitting nose to tail. What could be the final pit stop in Winston Cup Racing, this historic facility. They have gone down a half a pound air pressure. The 24 car, no adjustment on the 3. The 3 is down and away. 24 is side by side. They race to the end, and the 3 got it.
You haven't missed a lap yet. They just went green. Here they come down to complete the first lap under green. Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon and Dale Jarrett are right there together.
Gordon's looking under Earnhardt as they come off of turn 2. He's got a nose up there.
And Jeff Gordon will go back into the lead, and here comes Dale Jarrett right behind him.
Well, the last time we see the two Dales together, they were bumping. Let's see if Jarrett can make the pass this time.
Here's Jerry Punch.
Jeff Gordon wanted to get the lead as soon as the green came back out because Jeff told Ray, said, when we get a few laps on our tires, I can't run the high groove off turn 4, and Earnhardt can. I'm concerned our tires may not last 80 laps. I know Earnhardt's will. We'll see how it plays out. Let's go to Bill Weber.
Best pit stop of the day for the 99 team of Jeff Burton, a little under 20.
Now, Jeff Gordon has just locked up the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps.
For the umpteenth time this season.
Yeah. Jeff Gordon right now in command of the Tyson Holly Farms 400. Back up front, it's Jeff Gordon continuing to lead Jeff Burton and Dale Earnhardt.
But that lead is shrinking, Bob. Jeff Burton has come into the picture there now in that 99 Ford. He is just every lap getting about a half a car length or so on him.
Here's the Budweiser race recap. Jeff Gordon leading 151 of the first 344 laps, 18 lead changes, 4 cautions, 29 laps, averaging a little over 95 miles an hour. Those who have led a lap include Gordon. He's picked up again the 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. Hamilton, Wallace, Earnhardt, Martin, and Irvin, Rudd, and Burton have also led at least 1 lap. And normally here we would show you cars out of race. There are none. Everybody's still running.
You know, last year, every car finished the race, didn't they?
Yep. 36 cars were running at the end of the race last year, and we started 37 this year, didn't we? So we may set a record this year, break the record from last year.
And that's one problem that the leaders, Jeff Gordon, is having is traffic, because they've never seen traffic like this before. Every car is still on the racetrack. Jerry Punch?
Every other lap, Ray Evernham tells his young driver, Jeff, save the tires. Do not spin the tires off the corner. Save those tires. Bill Weber?
Well, caught the 24. Now they got to figure out if they can get by.
You saw Buddy Parrott there watching his driver, Jeff Burton. And as Ned has been telling you, Burton gets better as the run goes along here, the green flag run. And he has now moved right up on the back of Jeff Gordon with 49 laps to go.
This traffic has also allowed Dale Earnhardt to
get a little bit closer, and his car is not that bad on long run either.
Look at this incredible statistic for Jeff Gordon on the short track. He's been very large. 3 wins, 7 top 3 finishes, a 1.7 average finish, and has accumulated 157 more points on the short track than Terry Labonte.
Well, that is incredible.
It is.
We see 7 top 5 folks. We've only run 7 short track races.
That's right.
Or it'd had more, I guess.
Yeah,
been more races.
And the other statistic is that of all the races that Jeff Gordon has been running at the finish, his worst finish of the year is 7th. Now, he has had 5 DNFs, but his worst finish while he's running at the end of the race is going to 7th. Gordon working traffic to the inside of Jeff Green. Here comes Jeff Burton. Jeff, and Jeff here.
That's a bunch of Jeff.
Man, where's Bodine?
Uh-oh, he took a look.
Jeff Burton is driving a very patient race there right now. He knows he has a good race car, and he's just waiting for a good opportunity, I think. He's not going to force it. Now let's see if Jeff Green, he's lets Earnhardt by. Oh, yeah, he just backs off the gas.
Yep.
Get on by, boss man.
Go after him, boss.
Of course, Jeff drives Earnhardt's Busch car this year. Steve Park will drive it next year. And Jeff Green will drive a Busch car for the Spectral. Same people that own the car number 29 is driving today.
Jeff Burton 16th in the points coming into this race, while Jeff Gordon, of course, is atop the point standing. Here in the spring, Jeff Burton finished in 29th position, but Jeff Burton is in 2nd right now behind Jeff Gordon. 67 laps are in the books. You're looking at the leader of the race, Jeff Gordon, car number 24, and he has now begun to pull away from Jeff Burton, who's running 2nd.
They have 15 until just a lap ago, and right behind, there's the leader, and right behind him is Kenny Wallace. Kenny just went a lap down. He was 15th. He is in 15th place. Gordon in heavy traffic here now, but he's weaving his way right on through it, and he's put a lap on Morgan Shepherd now. Shepherd in the 14th position.
And Dale Earnhardt has taken 2nd place from Jeff Burton.
He sure has.
Jerry?
The magic number for Earnhardt was lap 380. David Smith said nobody.
So can Dale Earnhardt catch the leader, Jeff Gordon, in the last 20 laps of the race? There is Dale Earnhardt, who is running in 2nd spot, trying to catch the leader of the race, Jeff Gordon. Dale Earnhardt is looking for his...
He's had a very good run today. Right now, he's had some trouble getting through that traffic. He had closed up on the back of Jeff Gordon, but that traffic might have cost him his chance because he has lost several car lengths to Jeff Gordon. 10 laps to go for our leader, as you can see on the pylon.
He's putting Michael Waltrip a lap down, the 13th place car, so now there are 12 on the lead. Make that 11 on the lead lap. Waltrip was at 12. I don't know. It doesn't look like that Dale is gaining much ground on Jeff.
No, I think he's losing.
Looks like Dale Jarrett may be gaining a little bit on Dale Earnhardt.
He is. And Jeff Gordon is pulling away from both of them.
There's Jeff. And it's a 1.76 second advantage for Jeff Gordon over Dale Earnhardt.
Well, all of them are getting, these tires have been on there quite a while now. They have to be very careful. Not to slip and slide too much.
He's closing in right now, Dale Earnhardt, but Jeff Gordon may be just taking it easy, trying to see the checkered flag. There's only 4.5 laps to go.
We're approaching the time when NASCAR Winston Cup racing ends at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina.
Who's going to be the last man to win here? Got a good indication right now.
Less than 4 laps to go, 3.5 to go, and Jeff Gordon has a 1.5 second advantage on Dale Earnhardt.
You know, after the Craftsman truck race yesterday, it rained, but the cars did get a few laps of practice, and those few laps of practice were very valuable for Jeff Gordon. He ran 15 laps in practice, and the car quit. Some debris got in the carburetor, and blocked it off. It would not run at all. If that had happened in the race, he would have not been able to run 15 laps and be sitting in the garage area.
Coming down, Jeff Gordon in corner number 4 now. Here he is at the line, and the white flag comes out for Jeff Gordon. Less than 5/8 of a mile to go. And the drop of the checkered flag here at North Wilkesboro brings down the final curtain of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. From the first race, October 16, 1949, won by Bob Block. The victory here to Jeff Gordon on September 29, 1996. Jeff Gordon wins the final race at North Wilkesboro, the Tyson Holly Farms 400. It is his 10th win of the season. That equals the most wins in a season in the 1990s. Bill Weber.
Rick Hendrick, you have a tough job. You know 2 of your cars aren't going to win on race day, but this one and its driver have won 10 times.
It's been an unbelievable year. You know, the guys that work so hard, and I just hope we can stay down this points chase and win it for all our sponsors and for our guys.
How about your driver?
He's unbelievable, isn't he?
He got his name in the North Wilkesboro record book. He's the last guy that'll win a Winston Cup race here, and he's never been there before.
You know, this place has been awful good to us. We won a lot of races up here.
That's Rick Hendrick, the winning car owner here at North Wilkesboro.
It's his 6th win here, and Jeff Gordon is the 38th driver to take the checkered flag and win an event at this storied old facility in the Brushy Mountains of North Carolina. We'll be right back. Back at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, the winning car of Jeff Gordon has been raised onto the victory platform. Second place goes to Dale Earnhardt.
Let's go to the McDonald's Winner's Circle interview with Dr. Jerry Punch. Well, Jeff Gordon getting ready to climb out of the car. They had been racing at North Wilkesboro Speedway 22 years when Jeff Gordon was born in 1971. And now he gets his first win in the final at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Rick Hendrick is Carl ready to congratulate him. What an emotional moment here. A young man who is charged to lead this sport in the next century writes the final chapter on a racetrack that was there at NASCAR's beginning. Here is Jeff Gordon out of the race car. Well, Jeffrey, what an effort as Brooke comes in and gets a big kiss from her husband. Jeff, what an outstanding effort today.
Man, I tell you what, this team is awesome, awesome. You know, we just tried to save tires all day long, and I had to change my line on that last set of tires. I learned a little something from Dale Earnhardt today. You know, I'm always learning something from him, and he had a little bit better line around there, saving tires a little bit better. I could be real quick on new tires, but it'd fade on the long runs. And man, I tell you what, the guys just did a great job of adjusting that last set of tires, and it was perfect. I, again, want to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes, Quaker State, Coca-Cola. It was a great day. The Lord was certainly with us today.
I heard you tell Ray when that last pit stop came, you're not sure you could run with Earnhardt in the high line off turn 4, but when the green came out, you took off.
Well, you know what happened was I had such a good start there, and the tires came in so quick that I got out there and I got to adjust my line and start searching. And right there before we came in, actually, to that last pit stop on tires, I adjusted my line to see if I liked that outside off of 4. And I started arching a little bit higher, coming into 1 and shooting straight off of 2. And man, did it work. You know, Burton come up on us, and I was trying to save it, not push it too hard. But then once we got in traffic, man, that thing was just awesome.
You've been in the record books for a lot of reasons. You're going to be in the record books for the winner, the final winner at Winston Cup Racing at the Wilkesboro Raceway. That's got to be special.
Such a special. That's why I'm so excited, because I mean, this is North Wilkesboro. I'm not supposed to win at North Wilkesboro and Martinsville. I don't know what's going on. It's been crazy this year. But to be the last race, Winston Cup race that's going to be here, it's like you feel sorry, but at the same time, you're elated to go down in history in the record books. And I think these fans saw a great show today. That was one heck of a race all the way to the finish.
A special young man wins a special race, the final one, at a special place. Bob?
Yeah, we need a thumbs up for Jeff Gordon, the 1995 NASCAR Winston Cup champion, has been named third quarter nominee for the NASCAR True Value Man of the Year Award. He has just won his 3rd in a row and 4th in the last 5 races. Jeff Gordon, Victory Lane. Certainly seems to be a place he's familiar with. Now, the True Value Man of the Year award is based on a combination of on-track and off-track community involvement. The winner will receive $50,000. It'll be split between the driver and his favorite charity. Jeff is involved in several charitable efforts, including the Leukemia Society of America, the McLeod Addictive Diseases Center, Easter Seals, and the National Safety Awareness. So Jeff Gordon, a third quarterfinalist for the True Value Man of the Year award. Back with more in a moment. Truck Series. And today in the Holly Farms 400, it was Jeff Gordon writing his name into the record books. The double bullets there by Jeff Gordon's name indicates that he led the most laps. And the advantage now up to 111, Jeff Gordon over Terry Labonte. Jerry Punch, final thoughts.
Unbelievable, the history of this racetrack, and what a young man who leads us to the next century. He's the bright young star. He puts the final period, the final chapter. And behind me, as Victory Lane continues, and you look in the stands, we were talking down here about the people who want to savor these last moments and just don't want to leave. Bill?
A veteran track, but a lot of young stars. Jeff Gordon, Victory Lane, good run for Jeff Burton. I think as we go ahead to some of these new tracks, you'll see more and more of the rising stars. We'll miss tracks like North Wilkesboro, but we'll enjoy watching the young stars race into tomorrow.
And it's now time to take a look back for the final time at North Wilkesboro Speedway. Enix Staley loved racing and brought to North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, a racetrack which through the years established a solid relationship with Bill France and NASCAR. The 5/8 mile speedway, which was originally dirt, gave race fans thrills and excitement like they had never seen before. They came from all over the Brushy Mountains to see the best that stock car racing had to offer. Drivers like Junior Johnson, a local hometown hero, who, along with people like Hall of Fame mechanic Herb Knapp, won races both as a driver and a car owner. In fact, North Wilkesboro became known as the track that Junior built.
For the 10th time this year, Darrell Waltrip wins the Grand National race. Into turn number 3, Neil Bonnet still has the lead, but Darrell Waltrip is going to make one final bid to the inside. Now he looks long to the inside. Coming off the corner, he's not going to be able to do it. Neil Bonnet wins. Waltrip second spot. Here he is, wins the Holly Farm 400 at North Wilkesboro. And Terry Labonte wins his first Winston Cup race of 1987. He gives Junior Johnson another victory here at North Wilkesboro. Here comes the field down for the white flag. One more to go. Rod is inside of Dale Earnhardt as they go into turn number 1, and both of them spin.
North Wilkesboro Speedway, many memories for fans and drivers alike. Richard Petty has won more races here than anyone else and has helped build the tradition and history of this storied facility. 37 drivers until today had taken the checkered flag and won a race here at North Wilkesboro. Some of the real important names in NASCAR Winston Cup competition have taken the checkered flag here and won a race. And now into the record books goes the name of Jeff Gordon, the final winner of a NASCAR Winston Cup race at North Wilkesboro, North Carolina Speedway. We say farewell to a place that's given us years of enjoyment, of excitement and cheers. Thanks to all who have made our visits here very memorable. It's been fun. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
10-time 96 winner, Jeff Gordon.
Hey, I know that guy. We found somebody.
That's if they can find you a charm.
Where do you want to go? A nice jewelry store. I'm trying to find my wife a charm.
Oh, there you go.
We went to 6 jewelry stores. Can't find nothing.
Yeah, well, good luck.
I found your pair of shoes. You'll see it on there.
Are they about this?
I'm not going to tell you.
East meets West at the driver's lunch. Chopsticks? What are we eating here? Hot dogs or cold, raw fish?
Wait a minute, you guys talk our language. Just stand up here.
And Ken, Jeff Gordon, the 1995 Winston Cup champion,
the runner-up this year, but I got to tell you, he's the undisputed king here in Japan. Jeff, how about your Japan experience?
It's been great. You know, this really been an interesting, fun one, and something that I'll never forget. And, you know, I think all of us have really come together as a group over here in Japan, and it's really been a lot of fun, and look forward to coming back. But it's not over with yet. Still got this race to run and put on a great show for these Japanese people.
All right, best of luck. Let's go to Kenji Momoto.
In row 4, it'll be Terry Labonte, the new Winston Cup champion, and Jeff Gordon, the 95 Winston Cup champion. It's right there, but beating on the side of his car. Here comes Sterling Marlin looking for third, and Jeff Gordon coming with him.
Well, anytime you have the inside, you see he has the preferred line, and Mike just had to give him room there. Jeff Gordon's got the inside, but going down into the next corner, I don't think that he'll be able to make the move, Jeff Gordon.
And they're still side by side back there. Very much and on his way. Well, look at this, still side by side. Gordon trying the outside. They said it couldn't be done. Whoa.
He's got the inside coming in the corner. You see Jeff Gordon has picked up the position from Mike Waltrip as they start up through the S's.
So Gordon has picked up a couple more spots. Great racing in the early moments of this one. And here comes Sterling Marlin, pounding down the inside, up into second spot. He goes looking for the leader, Wallace.
Three wide going up the right front, getting into the corner. I mean, a big plume of smoke getting down in there.
Back in 9th position is Earnhardt, as he has made some quick moves and tried to pull himself up with that front group. Lapping Obrist on that critical turn 1 from 170 miles per hour down to about what to make that first turn, buddy?
Well, you drop all the way down into second gear, so you go down from 170 miles an hour, probably down in the low 80s.
Here's the front 4. Here you see as Gordon comes up through into third spot. Jeff Gordon, he's been flying for a while forward. Then it backed up on him. He had started in 8th, had come up to 3rd. Far back, that's again. They're 3 wide coming down.
That's Robbie Gordon on the inside, further on back there, making it 4 wide down towards turn 1. You see Jeff Gordon and all of them kind of sorting out single file there, but Robbie Gordon was 4 deep coming down the front straightaway.
Wallace stays up in front, Marlin in second, Gordon falling back to 3rd, main straightaway. Gordon there in 3rd, Bernie Irvin maintaining 4th. Just behind him comes Dale Jarrett in 5th, followed by Ron Hornaday in the 6th position. Riding with Ernie Irvin in 5th position into turn 1. Gives it a go, pulls up a little, but not enough to close up on that man just in front of him.
You can see him cutting across the ripple strip.
And the 13th spot has come Robbie Gordon. There is a man on a mission back there in the Felix Savelis, number 42.
I think Jeff Gordon's got a lot of race car in 3rd spot right there. He looked to the inside just a second ago at Sterling Marlin as they started off turning, thought better of it, fell back in line, but I think he has a very fast car today.
Earnhardt looking for some room to try to gather him up. Gordon took a sneak peek on the inside of Marlin out of turn 2. Here he is, still trying to get him. Still after him.
Ken, in this first segment, they'll be talking to the crew chief and telling them exactly what that car needs and what adjustments they need to make. Right now, it would be almost critical if you had to make the green flag stop.
There's just no way around this thing without letting those rear ends loose. You're trying to keep them as straight as you can through the corners, but not here at Suzuka in Japan. Coming by, they're going to pick up 14 laps this time. Front 3 have about 10 car lengths over the 4th place car. Back in 8th is Skinner. Dallenbach has come up to 9th and into 10th moves Butch Gilliam. Gilliam's having a great ride. Now Robbie Gordon comes up to 11th. Terry Labonte in 12th, and David Green's got a 9-to-1 compression ratio engine out here. Sponsor, and he said, no, what it said was, advertise here. He's driving one of the Bill Strop cars. As you know, Bill Strop passed away a year ago, but is certainly a guy that should be in the Hall of Fame. So here you are with Gordon trying to close in on Marlin and Wallace for the lead at Suzuka. A little bit of a block there by Jared. Look at Jeff Gordon peel on the inside. Hard to see that 30-foot wide first turn. We're still too wide, a little further back.
There's something funny. You could see Dale Earnhardt and his truck driver there, Ron Hornaday, as they got together getting in the middle corner there. Hornaday lost.
Ron Hornaday, defending truck champion. Such an impressive year for him. So Wallace stays in front. Everybody has to look up and look out for him in that lead. And Sterling Marlin sticks right there in second with Gordon in third.
See Ernie Irvin's car getting a little bit tail happy as he started towards the front straightaway there. This racetrack is a great racetrack, and aggressive drivers can attack it, but the grip is a little bit off. Inch and a half movement, but in the corners, that thing is really getting a workover.
Gordon getting aggressive. He wants to try and find a move on Sterling Marlin. Remember the move that Terry Labonte made to win that Grand National race at Watkins Glen? The one corner up there where you're not supposed to be able to get a pass. And he scooted through and took the lead. I think we may see some of that here today. Let's go to Dick Berggren.
Race, that's what he's trying. He knows that they're going to invert. Now, these guys don't care about inverting. They want to win second.
But back there, the struggle is for that 10th position right now. Robbie Gordon has it, and Terry Labonte is trying to take it away.
See the 28 there, the fourth car in the line. That's Ernie Irvin. He is really attacking the S's. I watched him just a little bit ago. He pulled down some 8 car lengths in one straightaway on these guys.
8th position is Wally Dallenbach. Bet he's happy where he is.
That's the cheetah.
Tough racer. He's running in 12th at the present time. Here comes Gordon up on the outside, and he's going to take second spot.
What a move on the outside down the front straightaway to get by Sterling Marlin and take over second spot. You can see the 28 car moved in there, and Sterling had to move to keep him from getting under him also.
Now there's the quartet out in front and about a 3-car gap.
Yeah, but that's trouble, that 3-car gap. That's Earnhardt, and he's on the move. He is really catching this front group.
Indeed it is. Earnhardt has picked up the spot. He's around Jarrett, and he's closing in on those leaders.
You can see he's running a real wide line through the corners. I think Earnhardt might be having just a little bit of chassis problems right now, but he's driving the wheels off at number 3. As you can see, he's caught the front group now.
We're getting our pictures from Japanese television, and they're hanging right with you. I would imagine they've done a lot of Formula One, and they're pretty used to the idea that they stay pretty much in formation, which is a whole lot different than what we see in stock car racing, American style. Here's the new challenger for Rusty Wallace. It's now Jeff Gordon taking the crack at Wallace for the lead. And laps 37 have now been completed. 50 laps, they'll invert the front 10.
You can see how aggressive Jeff Gordon is. You can see him drive right up on the back bumper of Rusty Wallace. As they come into turn 8, he's holding a little bit lower line, gets a little bit sideways coming out the corner, which gives Rusty Wallace just a little better drive off the corner. But watch Gordon in the corner, how Jeff Gordon closes in on Rusty. He's trying to make the pass.
He's there. Down into turn number 1. It's Jeff Gordon scooting into the lead. Rusty Wallace falls back into that second spot. And Gordon moves away by 4 car lengths at turns 3 and 4. Take a look at how he did it.
Okay, what happened there is the 2-car Rusty Wallace realized that the 24-car Jeff Gordon had really made up a lot of ground on him. When he pulled to the inside there, he just gave way. There was no point in really putting up a battle with Jeff Gordon. You can see he's pulling away as we speak.
Certainly has the power to the ground out of number 24. Battle for second spot here as Sterling Marlin tries to close up. And take that spot. Here he comes.
I really believe that Rusty Wallace is going to go back to that 10th. See Jarrett looking to the outside. Look what a tremendous lead, though, Jeff Gordon has built over Sterling Marlin.
Steve Burns has an update. Maybe he can tell us what's going on with that 2-car.
we're here.
Okay, his dream is to go to NASCAR racing to Chia, and he...
Well, you know, he got loose on the 40th lap. That was a strange thing.
Well,
smoke is not a good sign.
Did he say 9,600?
something like that.
Well, he'll use fifth to make a difference here.
At the end of the first segment with Jeff Gordon still leading. Sterling Marlin in second. Take a look here at Hornaday, a lap down on the binders to miss a sliding Ernie Irvin. Leader coming up, Jeff Gordon. Last lap of the first segment being unwound right now for Jeff Gordon. Sterling Marlin staying second. Ernie Irvin was able to pick it back up. We'll see where he comes across, and we've Robbie Gordon is spun. That's too bad. He had himself up to 10, so he'll have to come out of the back of the field on this one. And there's the flag, I believe, for halfway. Ernie Irvin is able to ride it and get back out there. And that's the end of that first segment, with Gordon winning and Sterling Marlin in second. Looks to us like Ernie Irvin is able to get back out there, buddy, and come across in third. Dale Jarrett here at Suzuka. Field coming down on the pit road for 15-minute halftime with Jeff Gordon, Marlin, and Irvin, the front three.
Look at all these media guys. They're not around the guy that just won the first leg. They're all around Chia. I am all alone here with Jeff Gordon. I'm the only journalist here. What a switch. You had a good run in the first half, Jeff. How about the second?
Well, it's going to be a little bit tougher to come up through there. I think some of those guys that couldn't work their way up there just, knew that we were going to be inverting this top 10 and, decide that the second segment's the most important one. But, hey, we're here to put on a show, and if my car's capable of going to the front, then we're going to do that, and that's what we did the first segment. I want to say hi to Ray and Rick and all those guys at home. They're missing out on all this fun, and we're going to try to win our first road course race here.
Yeah, his regular crew chief, Ray Evernham, is not here. Brian Whitesell is his crew chief. This is the first time in Jeff Gordon's entire Winston Cup career he has not had Ray Evernham on his side. All right, let's go to Steve Burns.